Hey Coaster, first one here. Just gonna lower the volume on this quickly. Alright, there we go. Okay, so... yeah, I'm just looking at... I just took up somebody on... well, they wanted a declone kill, so I just want to see how quickly we can drop him here. What the hell? What the... okay, well that was embarrassing. What the hell? I think, yeah, I had the wrong weapon out. That was my bad. Whoopsies. Oh, that's a sad way to start. Hey, Muse. Good to see you. How you doing? Alright, there you go. Torches. So how are you guys doing? Coaster and Muse both? I assume you guys are playing? No problem. Nice. Alright, he had a 15-18-8. So, bleh. Oh, that's not a good way to start doing pretty bleh. Yeah, everyone's just like, yeah, we're good. Like, 4 or 5 of us came into this game to try and kill Declone. Wanted to have a go with my Zealer. Ever since I got my 9% CB gloves, I wanted to give that a try with, like... well, basically just wanted to give the Zealer a proper whirl, but haven't had a good chance to test him out on anything, really. I don't really want to test him out on Ubers, because I don't think he's well geared enough for that. Resonating with ZZZ today. Okay, well that's a very interesting way to start it off. Resonating with ZZ in what sense exactly? Also, not to interrupt you, but yeah, I was just about to make my double griefs, actually, so that's pretty exciting. I see. I see. I don't know what to say. That is unfortunate. So this is a frenzy barb? No, this is not a frenzy barb. I'm not making like grief and lawbringer. I wanted to, well, at first I was gonna make frenzy, but I don't know. I prefer whirlwind more. It's cooler, or it feels cooler to me to use frenzy, and not just cooler, but I feel like I can hit a lot more with it AOE. Yeah, that's just my take on it. Yeah, no, this is like this is whirlwind. This is the barb I've been using since the start of the season. It's just that I've been upgrading his equipment slowly. That's the catch there. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, set items. I want to get some set items, and then I'm going to, and then I want to show you, I guess, what my build looks like. So just to kind of recap, you haven't been streaming much. That's true. That's true. I haven't streamed as much as I usually would in a typical season. Well, one, because I got sick originally when I was supposed to be playing this a lot, and then now that I have to do like real life stuff, it's like, well shit, I can't stream as much as I would want to normally. But having said that, like, during the times that I was streaming, I've been showing the incremental upgrades, right? Like, I got my Whirlwind Barb from, having the Cruel Grim Scythe, I think it was. All the way up to like Obedience, and then I subbed out for Oath Balrog Blades, as per Gooznarg's suggestion. And these Oath Balrog Blades have been fucking insane, dude. Like, it's pretty crazy. I guess it's arguably the equivalent of what would have happened if you'd managed to get your hands on a Wind Force. Although I don't know if you ever ended up making it to Wind Force. I assume that you made it to Wind Force, but you still hated the Zon is still my guess, or I could be wrong about that, I don't know, but it was just my guess. So now my question is whether or not I want to make a grief in a superior phase blade, or just a plain phase blade. There's no real functional difference, but like, But when I see, I don't know, I kind of want them to match, but at the same time, it would be cool to also have them not match. I think I'll go for non-matching. Yeah, I'll just go for non-matching. Like, I kind of wanted to buy another phase blade off of the lemon because he had one. I should just check if he's on. Uh, hmm, hmm, hmm. Because yeah, this guy, I was looking for him on Discord, but then because he actually had some phase blades in trade chat, and then well, we weren't able to. Yeah, we basically. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we weren't on at the same times up until now, so that was part of the issue. Okay, just gonna do this one more time. Just gonna make sure. Ev tier low mal ral. Ev tier low mal ral. Ev tier low mal ral. So I don't know. I'm still debating this just a little bit. Cool to have them match. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can always make a different grief if I don't like the way it looks. F tier. Low mal ral. Bam, done. Both 38s. Very nice. Yeah. I say hot BNet as I was on the other day, but yeah, no, I mean, I only wanted to play on let's see, I don't know. There were people who were asking me about this. I don't know if Muse was memeing. I assumed that he was memeing, but there were other people who were also asking like, "Oh, well, you know, you're back from BNet already? Damn, good to have you back." I was like, I was gone for a day. And that was only because I wanted to mess around with an assassin. I haven't gotten to do that in a while. Um, BNet Pro. Yeah, totally. So pro that I quit day one. Haven't played at all lately. Uh, I have, but to tell you the truth, the amount of time that I've been playing has one, been short, and two, very sporadic. Also, three, because it's been short and sporadic, I generally don't interact with people from chat channel, and the few like maybe I'll do like 10, 20 Duri runs and then call it a day. You know, like I'm not gonna if I'm playing for short periods of time, I'm not gonna really spend a lot of time talking with people. That's just kind of how I am. Um, yeah, so sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I would normally be like, oh no, actually I haven't been on a lot, but no, I'm fully aware. I haven't been on much. Um, I'm, and that's because, well, that's for a number of reasons. Mostly just, yeah, I haven't had the time to play this season as much as I usually do. That's why I was saying this season I'm gonna take a chill with the barb because, yeah, I knew that I wasn't gonna have much time this season. So, anyway, sorry about that. I know that it would be nice to have me on board here more. Streaming my Whirlwind Barb or my Pally, my good old Zealer Pally, crushing Duriel. I kind of wish I would have gotten the 1,000 runs done by now, but I stream whenever I can, so whatever. And of course I got sick on the first week. That was fucking fantastic, but okay, so I wanted to show you guys what this barb is now capable of. If y'all wanna check it out, so let me just get this set up, or let me just get into hell, let me get into Trav, and I'll show you guys what I've been working on. Not really working on, but where I got these low runes was from the, if you guys remember when I did Trav that one time, I got a burr and I split into 3 lows. So now this is going to be my first run on Slash with the Whirlwind, or with the Griefs, so it's going to be good. Let's give this a go. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Although, I don't know why they're shattering. So many of them are shattering. I think that might just be RNG in action. Yeah, if they're decrept, like, it's over. Oh wow, I actually horked a few runes. Yeah. So let's keep at it. So that was the first run, and it was very promising, but a lot more bodies shattered than I'm accustomed to. Not entirely sure why that was, but I think that might have just been a one-off RNG thing. Um, I might even get. I mean, if I get rid of my Merc, I think I'd still be fine. To be honest, my Merc a lot of the time doesn't really do me much good anyway. Yeah, if I whirlwind past everything... Oh yeah, there you go. So nothing actually died on this one. Or, sorry, let me rephrase that. Nothing actually shattered, so that was pretty good. See, look at that run. That run's so... 30 seconds, look at that. The run was over in 30 seconds with plus the Horks. Or not include, like, including the Horks, that was 30 seconds. Like, it's such a massive difference upgrading from Oaths to Griefs. Like, I remember... Yeah, I remember testing this out in single player and then making it to Oath Balrog Blades, and damn, Oath Balrog Blades are pretty legit, but like having dual grief is fucking insane. And I mean, here's the thing too. The awesome thing about this build that I made is like I don't need Enigma. Yeah, I can actually get by with just Fortitude alone. Actually, in fact, that benefits my damage, and I just use Magistaff on switch, right? So. Doing pretty well with that. Oh man, that's a lot of runes today. But yeah, no, like, even without Enigma, I can actually crush Trav just fine. I can teleport in, reposition my Merc with Nages, and then just whirlwind, like, spin to win, right? But it's pretty crazy. Hey, Aldo. In search of any end torch for Is 3 Mals and, I mean... You might be looking for a while. Yeah. I might be looking for a while because necro torches are usually pretty Battle Belt. Oh wait, what's Battle Belt again? Snow Clash. There you go. I haven't found a Snow Clash all season. Here it is. Wait, why am I picking up junk? Ugh. Damn, I haven't been filtering out enough garbage. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Om Gull Ist Mal. Yeah, that's pretty legit. There you go, Snow Clash. Now that's worth charting down as a drop, but I'm not really writing that anywhere. I'm not counting these towards my 1,000 1,000 runs of Trav. So anyway, is actually still playing? Anyone still playing botnet in 2019? Absolutely. Yeah, definitely, Aldo. There's always going to be people who play botnet, I think, until the day it comes down. Just because it's like, I mean, this is the thing we gotta consider, right? Like, the communities like you and I, hang around in, like, at least this one, we're not the biggest fans of BNet, but, you know, BNet is still the official, like, BNet is still the official servers for the game, right? So, you know, of course people are gonna, intuitively just go and install the game, and, you know, BNet is the main thing they have access to, so they're going to play it, even if there are better options and they're just not aware of it. I really need to change my filter, that's slowing me down. But having said that, right, like, having said that, I joined in on BNet the other day, like, just for ladder reset night, just for fun. Just wanted to try a new class out. And I think a lot of other people have different reasons for playing on BNet themselves, right? Like, a lot of people really like the early ladder grind. So they'll at the very least play on reset night, but that might be it for them, right? Like, they might not play after that. There's different people who play for different reasons. Yeah, no, like, I'm dead serious about this. Like, there's people who, like myself, just want to mess around, play a character, and not really... Well, I mean, it's half of what people are looking for. Hey, base drops, how are you doing? it's half of what people were looking for. Who knows? Maybe somebody will take. Yeah, this is exactly the kind of shit that should I think be set in trade chat channel, to be honest, or trade channel. That's something that still needs to be up and running, I think, at some point. Unpopular opinion, but anyway. Let's see. So Aldo, I mean, if that Monarch had 4 sockets, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, Jeweler's Monarch of Deflecting. Well, I got the deflecting part right. I just needed the other thing, but I mean, hey, that's. I mean, it is what it is, right? Anyway, so what was I saying here? So with regards to BNet though, yeah, like there's a lot of people who are in that boat. They're gonna play on BNet because it's just because it's the official servers, and then after that, it's like, um, yeah, it's the official servers. Yeah, it's the official servers, and honestly, like, there's a lot of, like, even watching Llama's stream, like, if you watched other people who were streaming on that day, there were plenty of people who wanted to make content, on BNet, for whatever reason. Maybe, maybe they, maybe they felt like, there would be a lot of people who were watching BNet or what. But whatever the case, like some 3,000 people, like at peak, I recall Llama had a little over 3,000 people who were watching his channel while he was doing a speed run on BNet. And when I got on, there were 5,000 plus users. In fact, there were so many users that trying to log on to BNet was well, not logging on, but the games would crash and they were rubber band laggy. And there was a lot of desync. Yeah, like it was pretty nutty. Just how ridiculous it was. I don't know why I'm not leeching on anything, but whatever. Have you seen the information on how the angle at which you approach Trav affects where council spawns? No, I've never heard of that at all. I always thought that the spawns were predetermined, but yeah, I always assumed the spawns were predetermined. Didn't know that there was like some kind of rocket science behind where they spawn. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, hey, how are you doing, Filthy? My dude said P-Torch bin 1 earlier. I PM'd to bin it, now he says bin 2. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. That's strange. Yeah, that's really weird. Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like, if that's what he said, then, I mean, if, he said 2, or if he said 1, he should honor it, but, I mean, hey, like, if he's not honoring the bin that he originally set, then, well, now it's nice to know, so you just don't trade with that person again, right? He's selling, so he does what he wants, exactly, right? But obviously, it's a douchebaggy move, right? But like, you can't just be like, oh, it's 1, now it's 2, right? Like, what? I mean, you can, you actually technically can. It's just, anyway, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I mean, exactly, right? Like, okay, there's gonna be more chances for torches. Like for me, if ever come across people who are just difficult to trade with, I just don't trade with them. It's simple for me. Like, I'm not here to, like, I'm here to play some Diablo 2, not fucking sit around and argue with some dumb motherfucker to be like, oh yeah, this is, this is what we agreed on, blah blah blah. That's not something I really care much about. If there's an item that I want, I'll try to trade for it, and if they don't want my offer for it, then don't waste my time. MalaGC seen that one. Right now there are a lot of douchebags, myself included. Interesting. I wonder what led you to this conclusion. I mean, the thing that kind of bothers me is there's like a lot of douchebags every season, believe it or not. Like, there's just different types of douchebags and there's different mannerisms. It's not as simple as saying, oh look, we have another Dan, because it's just definitely something different every season, right? Like, I don't know. but the same topics get brought up every season. So that's what I'm gonna say. Like I've noticed this. It's always the same topics every season. Like Muse even made it into a meme because it happens every season. And I honestly thought it was his meme was fucking hilarious. It was the one where it's like D2 starter pack. It was bitching about drop rates, bitching about no, not drop rates, sorry, bitching about loot, and ah man, I can't even remember. I kind of want to pull it up again, but it was incredibly accurate. But anyway, uh, let's see, what were you saying here? I'll GC seen that one. Hey Seth, how are you doing? Price already, I found it, and if we didn't understand a thing of what was going on, we were on the cutting edge of douchebaggery. What else is new? Yeah, I don't blame you for unsubbing slash subreddit. That's simply probably a good idea. Like, I mean, I know how you feel about slash subreddit, so with that in mind, I'm kind of like, yeah, I mean, if you want to unsub it, then that's completely understandable. Still feeling a bit sick, but I'm able to get out of bed today. Damn, that's some serious business, from what it sounds like, because, yeah, I haven't seen you in quite some time. So, nice to have you back on board with us, but yeah, as you can see, just getting my Whirlwind Barb, he's kicking a lot of ass. My Whirlwind up and running. I'm amazed my Merc is actually able to survive through all... Oh, nope, never mind. Just as I said that, he died. I kind of want to see if I can just solo Travs. Might be better off just soloing Travs, to be honest. Like, even without Reaper's Toll, like... I was using Reaper's Toll with Oaths because it sped up the run by a lot, but I think even without Decrep proc, I'm perfectly fine. And in fact, it might benefit me, since then I'll be able to Hork everything. So let's give this another try. Hopefully I don't just immediately die. Just a sort. I unsub because I don't react well to trolls, and the slash mods would probably side with them anyway. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, for the record, there's a lot of people who I wouldn't say are like trolling. Like, I think in Deadlock's case, for example, he was genuinely just there to share numbers, and I know that was something that you thought was probably like, oh, this guy's out to fuck with me, but no, like, that wasn't it. That guy was definitely not trolling. I know Deadlock, but anyway. I mean, say what you want about the trolls. I know, regardless of whether they're a troll or not, like, not Deadlock. Oh, not Deadlock? Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about Deadlock specifically. Because yeah, like when I was looking at that, I'm like, huh, interesting. I think there might be, well, I know Deadlock, and he's just there to share the numbers, and maybe. Anyway, look, I'm not gonna get into that, but I was just saying, like, excuse me of praying. Oh wait, look, Polarin, nice. Oh, this one's still alive too. Preying on the newbies. So where was this exactly? Interesting. Yo, I'm curious now. I didn't even know that you had made a thread where KPS was on Reddit. Really? Alright, well, hold on a second. Hi, newbie here. Oh, man. There, this is Pulrin. Oh, very nice. Okay. Huh, interesting. Okay, let's see. Oh, wow. Damn, 60 comments. Oh shit, what happened here? I remember when I first saw this GC, and I'm like, oh wow, it's a GC. Okay, whatever. And then I just passed it off. I never looked at it again. The next thing I know, there's 60 comments on this. Yeah. Kerm said the exact same thing. I was looking at this. Whoa, yeah. I checked Reddit while pooping earlier. There were 3 comments. No way I read through 50. Okay, just sifting through this thread. Huh, interesting. Okay, well, yeah, that's that's the kind of yeah. Anyway, yeah. All right, moving on. I'm good. Why don't post my we can't see. No, well, here, I'll give you the thread in question, in case you're curious. This thread, I was looking at it and I was like at first I saw it, it's like, oh, 3 comments, like, and I mean it's like this fat GC. I could bid on it. I could have bid on it if I wanted it, but I don't give a shit about it, right? I don't care about it. Like my pallet or my barb and my pally function just fine without these GCs, so I can, you know, I'm not gonna spend an ohm on it when I still don't even yet have Enigma. Not really a big deal. But having said that, like, there were other people who were quite interested in getting their hands on these items. So yeah, I see what you mean now by what you were saying. That yeah, you just don't want to trade on slash subreddit. It's the 106737 GC I was telling you about. Entire fucking thread on it went ham. Yeah, it was, not sure what to say, without replying. Yeah, well, exactly why I don't post my items. Um, I mean, I'll post my items if I feel like I have, well, I'm just thinking to my bidding policy, like, sometimes bidding just gets really stupid. Like, the pinnacle of stupidity for me, well, not stupidity, but like, the pinnacle of toxicity for me was the bidding war between Strong and, what was the other guy's name? Hedge, there you go. That one for me was like, okay, that one, when I saw that, I'm just like, yo man, this is a bit much, I think. Like, everyone went up in flames on that one. So, I don't know. I guess what I'm getting at here is, like, when it comes to bidding, I just don't really... I try not to dump myself into, like, a lot of these trades. Like, if I have, like, a bunch of items that I want to sell, like, last season, I had, like, a lot of items. I'll like, post them up, right, in case people want to start bidding on them. If I think that it's valuable enough, that it's worth the trouble to sell it. Like, the 3-trap 20 FCR circlet, yeah, sure. But I don't. It's not worth the headache to try and like scrap together pulls and ums and mals, just for the sake of, trying to like up how much wealth I have to buy items. Especially when a lot of my builds don't even require that much wealth. Like this build required like what, an ist to gull to make in total, and it's like, okay, well now I have a bunch of ists and mals lying around from smaller trades, but I don't really. It's just not worth it trying to I mean, my next big item is Enigma, and it's like, why do I need mals and ists for a headache when, you know, it's just not something I need to deal with. Like, yeah, like even my barb torch, that's one reason I haven't gotten my barb torch. It's like, okay, well, one, I haven't found any barb torches that are a price that I can work with, but also two, it's like, okay, let's suppose that I do find one, like, do I really want to go through the trouble of trying to like, anyway. There you go. I don't know why I'm dying though. It's weird. Yeah. Add pull rune to loot list. Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea. And I mean, I don't even need to put like a run number or anything, since I'm just doing this to demo my whirlwind barb now that he's got double griefs. What the fuck? There you go, dead. Oh, he's so fast now though. Just look how quickly he swings berserk. If he had unlimited health, I could probably, oh yeah, there you go. I don't know. I really like the Whirlwind Barb. It's very satisfying to play, and with double griefs, it just shits on everything. Yeah, double grief, absolutely. I know it's not like, it's not anything special or fancy. It's not like my Zealer where it's like it's actually an unusual item build. Like no one really goes Tau armor on like a Zealer, from what I have seen. But anyway. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, guys. Alright, listen up. What happens on Reddit stays on Reddit, I think. I didn't want it to get to this point where you guys are about to go at it. Um, out of the blue. Yeah, let's just knock it off. I mean, to be honest, I didn't even know that this thread had been a thing. Like, I just woke up like an hour and a half ago. I didn't know that this entire Reddit post had exploded in the matter of like 3 hours earlier. So I don't know. I'm a bit surprised that it took place, but let's not linger on it. I think like, yeah, let's just have some fun. I mean, let's be real here, guys. Like, Coaster already unsubbed out of Reddit or slash subreddit. I think this is kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like, it's something that like what this is something that I think Coaster has been pretty unhappy about for a while. And it's definitely not just Coaster either. There's a lot of people who just don't, like, myself included even, to some degree. Not to the same degree that Coaster, you know, dislikes trading on or interacting with people on the subreddit in some cases. But like, I think there's a lot of people who do feel this way, where it's like trading is just not worth the trouble, right? So, you know, that's done and over with. Let's just call it there, and let's just go with that before shit gets really south. Like, I don't want to have to step in and do something here. Like, I've seen enough toxicity on the subreddit. That let's just leave that toxicity there, please, and let's call it a day. I don't know. That for me is a lot easier. Like, even JT and ZZZ, who were going at it on subreddit, were chilling out here. So let's please keep it that way, if possible. Never thought I'd say that, but really, like, I just want to play the game, and you know, we should just be here to enjoy. Yeah, I mean, I respect also that you wanna, you know, if you feel like Filthy's calling you out, you wanna probably try to defend yourself. I also respect that. Like, don't get me wrong. I really, this is not the place, I would say, for that. Or at least, it's not the place I want you guys to be duking it out over something like that. Because I sense that it's gonna escalate to that point very quickly, and, you know, I really don't want to have to police that, if that's cool with you guys. Thanks. Having said that, let's talk about something a little bit more, I guess, positive. What have you guys' finds been recently? Although maybe that might not be positive either, because that might be more along the lines of zero in some cases. How have your finds been this season, Coaster? I know I haven't been around lately. Sorry about that. Like I said, you know, last season I played a lot. Like, end of story. But this season I knew I wasn't going to be playing a lot, and I guess I should have probably made that clear earlier. I was planning to play a lot week 1, but spent all of it recovering. And, well, that kind of fucked me over for just playing. So I'm kind of trying to, like, I guess, compensate for that. Compensate for that in the sense that, like, you know, even something like the Duriel runs. I was supposed to start doing 1,000 Duriel runs since day 1. Or, not day 1, sorry, day 3, day 4. And then I was supposed to get, like, Shakos that I was supposed to sell for Vex, or something like that. Because at that point in the season, people are still paying Gull Vex for Shakos, right? And Arachnid Sashes were going for low. Even now they should be going for low. Like, to be completely honest, like, one of the reasons I'll be honest here, you call me greedy, but one of the reasons I haven't sold my Arachnid Sash that I got is because I see them going for 1. And I'm like, okay, well, that means the demand for Arachnids ain't very high. And I'm not really willing to sell it for Ohm, because, like, this is an item that pretty much every caster and their fucking mother needs, right? So it's like, especially once well, yeah, like it's an item that all the casters need, so, like, why would I sell it for something as lowly as an ohm? So I'm kind of, like, waiting on that, right? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I won't just, like, go and trade all my items, at least straight up. And see, that's one of the thing. Like, that's the thing. I'm not gonna. That's just for Arachnid Sash. Like, I'm not gonna go and sell all the items on my unique meals. I hoard it in case somebody needs it, and then maybe I'll just give it to them if I feel like it, or if I need it, I'll use it. But you already well, here we go. I might be able to farm later, but I'm kind of out of it, so I might go to sleep for an hour. Yeah, it's cool. That's cool. I mean, Seth, just, you know, enjoy yourself, right? Like, if you're sick, you're sick. Just get some rest. Like, that's what I did the first week. of the season. As I'm sure you recall, I wasn't around very much. And here I am now. And I'm just playing whenever I can, right? Even today, I'm not going to be doing a long stream. I have to get going in the I have to get going in the afternoon. I just wanted to do a stream today because, you know, I wanted to actually make my dual griefs on stream, and I wanted to show it to you guys how the build functions. Now that I have the dual griefs, which is a huge boost to my Barb's killing power, especially on players 1. So I don't know. Or I could make some food. I do think you should try to make some food and then go to sleep. That's my take on it. Keep yourself strong and healthy. Take care of yourself. Yeah, that's fine. Go get some sleep. Let your body deal with whatever virus you have. Go see the doctor if you haven't and it's something very severe and serious. Stats on griefs. I'll show you in a second. Let me just finish up this run. You already sold your bullet bearer? Hey, NMEC. Yeah, no, I sold my burr. Well, I didn't... I traded it off for 3 low runes, and then with the 3 low... Like, honestly, I couldn't ask for anything better than Jaw or burr, and that's what I ended up getting. Lucky me. Because here's the thing, like, with 3 lows, I got to make grief, and fortitude. And I also... Well, I went burr vex for low ohm. So I also have leftover ohm that I can spend on a barb torch if I feel like. But one of the beautiful things about this build, about playing as a barb or a melee character, is actually you don't really need to have grief. No, sorry, you need grief, but you don't really need to have a barb torch to do like a good amount of damage, right? Like, yeah, like my build. Can't wait for multi-server setup so that I don't double hork. That slows me down too. But like I was saying though, one of the things about this build, like I don't have a barb torch and I'm still plowing through them. And I mean, this is the case for Sorks. Like you can have a Sork that doesn't have a torch and they can still plow through shit. But I kind of like how, I mean, a lot of my damage is directly. It comes directly from my weapon. It comes directly from my weapon, and it's not based on however many plus to all skills I have, which means that, yeah, like, I don't need to, you know, Barb Torch is obviously very useful, but it's not like it's gonna give me, like, a massive damage increase, unlike with caster builds, so that's kind of nice. Anyways, Aldo, I will now give you, I know I said that I would give you I would show you the rolls, because I didn't memorize them. So here you go. Wait, one sec. Bonus to attack rating. Go figure. It was 38, 373 on one, and then 38 and 384 on the other. I think that these were both high rolls. I don't know the exact damage range. I think it's 350 to... I think it's actually... Is it 300 to 400, or is it 350 to 400? These might just be mid rolls, which is fine with me. But because they're in PBs, I think it's not a huge deal. Like, I don't think the IAS matters too much. I remember I was talking to Fatty about this. I remember reading this somewhere. I just can't remember off the top of my head if this is the case. I think this is the case. It shouldn't... In PBs, it shouldn't matter what the IAS rolls are, because they already have inherent fastest base attack speed. Yeah, no, they definitely had some pretty high rolls. Yeah, good point. You only need 5 IAS on PB for Whirlwind one-hander. 5 IAS. Okay, well... Okay, so I guess I'm evidently overqualified then. But yeah, best you could do for your build to get this low runes? Yeah, no, this is, without a doubt, like... Here's the thing. For a while I was holding on to the burr because I was trying to decide if I wanted to go burr, or if I wanted to go and hold out until Enigma, or if I wanted to go dual grief. Right? It would either be Enigma with double oaths, or it would be Grief Fortitude with a Nagistaff on Switch. And then I was like, yeah, I think I prefer Nagistaff on Switch, just because, like, I'm running something like Trav, okay? Like, I'm not running Chaos. I don't need to have O-Skill Teleport. I'm just doing 3-4 teleports per run. And, I mean, if I'm doing, like, one run to repair my Telestaff every, like, 10 or so, well, 15, 20 runs, I'm not really too concerned about it. Yeah, I need the damage way more, right? Like, my runs went from being, like, 45 seconds with the dual Balrog blades to, Yeah, it went from being like 45 seconds with Balrog blades, including Hork, to like, if I'm really going at it, it's, well, right now it's like 40. If I'm just AFK through it, or AFKing through it, but I can get like 30-second runs in. One, if I'm like actively like sweating for it, and also if they group up nicely like this, I guess. Yeah, so. Yeah, here's the thing. They're grouping up, but they're not grouping. Like, look at where the other council member is. Like, I have to wait for him to come to me, then I'll just whirlwind him. But everybody else will work first. And then, of course, there's the items that have dropped. Is he dead? Okay, good. What the hell? Oh, I have Ravenfrost. That's why he's shattering. Like, look at this run. It was 33 seconds. That's kind of what happens when they're grouped up, and I'm actually actively trying to kill them. So the double griefs with a fortitude make a massive difference. Like, I can tell it makes a massive difference. And I ran the math behind it, and like grief, the high and like the maximum damage on my Balrog blades are higher, but like griefs have higher average damage. Yeah, like much higher average damage. I think it's like, I don't remember the exact number. Oh yes, I leveled. Nice. But yeah, anyway. You guys are probably sick to death of hearing me ramble about this. I don't know. Overall, it's just been pretty awesome. I'm really liking this setup now. Dual Griefs. Of course, how I feel about the Grief Runeword as an item in the game is a different story, but I mean, whatever, right? Like, it's been pretty legit. Rolling this character and plowing through Trav. After run, well, D40, I actually haven't done 40 runs. I lost count of where I was at a couple times already. But yeah, hey, another Polarune. Nice. Amarin. Now, these guys actually drop quite a lot of good shit, don't they? Yeah, I don't know, though. Like, this is the thing that kind of gets me about Trav. I don't know, ZZ, if you're still hanging out, but... yeah, one of the things about Trav that kind of entices me about, or that was enticing about it, I think this kind of ties into what you and I were talking about, or like, last stream, right? Like, one of the things that's very enticing about Trav is that the monsters, like, there aren't that many council members, but the few council members that are here can drop 2 items, and I think they have a higher chance to drop from the good TC, so it's like... So for me, well, with Hork too, I don't know, that was one reason I wanted to do this whole Whirlwind Barb and Trav, like, the same way you said you wanted to try and do, like, arcane runs. It's like, I don't know, you kill like 20 of these guys in like the span of about 30 seconds, you Hork them, and then you leave Trav. I think it's a pretty good... might be a surprisingly underrated way to get runes. Maybe. Well, we'll see pretty soon. Probably not, but gonna see how it goes from here. Anyway, so that was run number 40. I will repair my shit quickly, and then I will continue my Duriel runs because that's kind of what I wanted to do for today. The main, well, I wanted to first. Actually, I have 9 skill choices remaining. I could probably dump this into something like Shout. Hold on a sec. Stamina, Berserk. Yeah, that's another thing about this build too. Like, you finish at level 80 basically, and that's factoring in find item. I just want to keep it at this level so that when I start horking, it'll be 50%. No more, no less. Also, it's fantastic. I don't have to ever repair Grief Phase Blades. That's also really good. What is a good Grief worth? Ist? What? No, what? No, how could Grief be worth Ist when it... yeah, at least Ohm. Absolutely worth at least Ohm, because Grief requires a low rune to be made. That's a high rune. Ist is just, yeah, Ist is just kinda meh. Good one at least 2 to 2.5. Yeah, Coaster's right, I think. I mean, here's the thing. Usually people won't will, from what I've seen, they'll make their griefs rather than buy them. If there's no like if somebody's selling like a perfect grief, yeah, somebody will want to buy it, of course. But if not for anything else, just style points. But yeah, I think most people will just make their own griefs. Still not super good with the rune eco. Well, part of the reason why, part of the reason why runes are, um, part of the reason why a lot of people are, well, why low rune is worth so much is because you use griefs, or use it for griefs, you use it for fortitude, you use it for faith. Like, wait, no, you don't use it for faith. My bad. I think there were a few other ones, but grief and fortitude, like most of the melee items require low rune, so that's a thing. Okay, so do I want Vit or do I want Strength? I'm not really dying in Trav, might as well just dump the rest into Strength. I always ask what things are worth and people usually jump on me, but I had to ask so I don't get scammed. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing. There's an item called Oath, though. Oath Balrog, or... Well, the Oath rune word that you can put in, like, Balrog blades or just swords. You get, you know, you can... that requires a Mal. That... Well, yeah, that one requires a Mal. That's just under Ist. That's another option. If you have an Ist, you could... In theory, you could get 2 Mals for an Ist, and then make 2 Balrog blades with Oaths in them. Yeah. Yeah, so... It's interesting, too, because, yeah, I just remembered that... Chat Channel, I had unsubbed out of it, actually. Yeah, and I don't actually plan to sub out, or I don't plan to sub back to it for today. I think, like, I went back to my other screen and I saw what's going on there. I'm like, yep, I'm good. I'm still out for now. But here's the thing too, like, here is the thing too. It's a nice reminder that we really do, like, we could use a trade chat. Like, I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, well, you don't need a trade chat. Like, trading in chat channel is good enough, but like, I don't know, man. I am still of this mindset that the trade chat should be for trades and chat channel should be for chat. I see at least 3 people in chat channel looking for 30 Maras. That's great. That should be in trade chat. And I should be able to unsub out a chat channel and see that they need these items, as opposed to, oh shit, well, I don't really want to talk to people, and then not, you know, miss out on items, or if other people need items, I can't see that, right? So, anyway, but that's just one thing that got brought up that hasn't really been addressed lately. Oh well. Don't know if that's going to be addressed anytime soon, but whatever. Don't really a huge deal. Oh yeah, right. This account I have unsubbed, or I've subbed to chat, so I'm gonna have to unsub out of it on this channel too, or this account. Whatever. Not a big deal. There you go. Okay, cool. Amulet. Okay, so run number 501, you got 2 nice amulets here. 1 rare, 1 magic. Yeah, that's not bad. Well, that should fetch me 35k gold. And Rising Sun. Nope. No Kazan. Okay, well, here we go. Carrying on here. There you go. Feeling those hits. Grim Shield, Helm. I believe this is lidless, right? Yeah, that is lidless. I'm not going to be keeping that, but that is something that I will chart down as a drop. A lidless shield. Lidless. 502. There we go. By the way, guys, I don't know if you're still around, but that's a good practice, though. Going back to it. Ask what things are worth. People jump on you. What, for asking what items are worth? I think I've seen a few people do that. The whole jumping on people who keep price checking their items, but I mean, that's another thing too. I do think that there could also be a separate channel for not just trading, but also for price checking, personally. Those three things. Like, I think it should be, well, there's one for hardcore right now, there's one for chat, and then there's one for trading that isn't really used. I think it should be, okay, 1 sec, there you go. I do think it should be, there should be a separate channel for price checks. That might make it easier for people who are just looking to price check their items. Because that's the thing, like sometimes people just have no idea what their items are worth, and you know, I'm happy to try and price check it for them. I think other people are too, but also, I mean, I don't blame some people who are like, oh, well, damn, dude, like some people are just price checking. Oh shit, I don't have any. I forgot to actually sell some items on my way in. Some people are actually just trying to price check every single item that they get, and that does become... Well, it's not just price checking either, but I know there's people who will, like, every 15 minutes, they're gonna drop, like, an entire wall of text associated with all of their torches, for example. I'm not gonna name any names, but this is something that got everyone kind of riled up, and I was pretty on board with this. I'm just, like, doing my runs, and, you know... It's like, hey, yeah, I got torches for trade. Like, 8 torches for trade, guys. It's like, okay, great. And then another 8 torches, or same 8 torches for trade again, a second later. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, okay, dude, like, give it a rest for a bit. Like, you see one person talking in chat channel over and over and over again and this is the thing too, it's usually associated with something that belongs in trade chat, and even in trade chat probably people wouldn't want to see this kind of shit. It's like in the olden days of RuneScape when people would sit in the would sit at like either Grand Exchange or like next to the bank, and you have like this massive mob of people who are spamming like, oh, I'm buying U-logs for 450 G each or some shit. Like you just got everybody who's just spamming over and over and over again. Here on Slash it's select people who are doing that. So anyway, no goodness, I have zero clue what you mean. I have zero clue who you mean, of course. I don't know if you're saying that sarcastically, but I mean, it's not hard to see. At least week 1, like, it was the same group of, not even group of people. It was one person. I'm not gonna name him, but dude, like what the fuck? Like, you just posted your torches like 15 minutes ago. I mean, I guess the people who showed up 14 minutes ago, you might want to advertise to them, but like, bro, like, all of us know you had to, like, that, oh man, for one, that should belong on either Discord or Reddit, and two, like none of us can buy it, or we would have bought it by now. Oh, sarcasm? Okay, so, yeah, you have no clue who I mean. Anyway, it was funny, though, it was funny. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to discourage you from price checking or anything. Like, I think price checking is perfectly fine. I think that we should be encouraging people to price check if they're not sure, because one, we shouldn't want people to get ripped off, and two, it helps stimulate the trade economy when people are more willing to trade, because they know they're getting like a fair deal out of it, right? Like, no one wants to hop on a Slash and then find out, oh man, I got like Umrune, or I got an Umrune for my Burr or something like that. Wow, this guy didn't say a word, he just like went and took it without telling me that, oh yeah, Burr's like way up on the chain, right? Like, yeah, it's just not a good feeling. Like you want people on the other end to be happy with the trades they make, so that way they're more willing to trade in the future. Otherwise, you get these situations where there's like 300 to 400 people on the server, and you know they'll prefer to just do things by themselves, like myself a lot of the time. Like yeah, I trade, but you know I trade for the few items that I can't find or that I really need. I guess. Or if it's like something really rare, then there's no way I can find it myself. Like last season, the 2-sword 20 FCR amulet, yeah, like I could probably have gone through over 1,000 crafting mats. I would never find it. Right? Like in situations like that. In situations like that, yeah, I need the help of other people for that. Like it's just kind of the reality. So anyway, yeah, price checking. I think, and I mean, yeah, like just if you're scared to ask, I don't know. You could even like, if I'm online, you could ask, or you could even ask in the softcore trading chat. Yeah, I mean, we work with what we have though. It's a shame that there's no price check channel or something. I remember like last season, I don't remember who it was. Somebody else was asking for price checks, and I know, once again, not going to name any names. I'm not here to call people out. I'm just giving my experiences and what has happened in the past. I remember. Okay, well, that's what happens when I'm amped, I guess, or my Merc is amped. I remember last season when somebody was trying to price check and some people were on him, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like this guy wants to get a fair trade for his items. Like, why are you so like upset over this? Like, okay, yeah, he's been posting this for all of his items, but he really wants to, you know, he genuinely wants to get a good deal for what he's, you know, trying to sell here. And I mean, like chat channel is flooded with so much other garbage that I'd rather people PC uh, than try to like talk shit to each other, I guess. But anyway, trade chat is broken for so many years I can't see it. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean by there needs to be a functioning trade chat, not just a trade chat. Like that's why earlier when I said there's chat channel and there's hardcore channel. Yeah, man. I get you. Like right now, trade chat, there's something very wrong with it. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like even I had to admit, I tried to get on trade chat. Like I was on trade chat for a while, and then all of a sudden it just spontaneously broke. Like I was trying to like trade some of my items in trade chat, and then it was like I was checking on my other window. Thankfully, I had that open because I was suspicious. And when I went to my other window, which was also supposed or allegedly in trade chat, I couldn't see my own messages, so I'm like, huh, well, shit, that's kind of a problem, but anyway. Not the every 15 minutes spamming because I do tend to log in and out a few times over the day, but this individual also gets a little aggressive when people underbid. That's everybody, though. This is the... I don't know, man. It's just funny at this point. Like you'll get so riled up over that shit now. I'm just like, if somebody I feel like underbids on my items, I'm usually just like, I'll just ignore them. Like I'm just not even gonna waste my time. If they're gonna waste my time, like I'll waste their time, right? Or you know, if they're gonna try to waste my time, I'm gonna waste their time. I think it's only fair. Like I'm not even gonna entertain an offer of like a pull on a 320. Like I would legit sooner make a like a trap sin to use that 320 than sell it for a pull. Like. So that's my take on it, at least. When people underbid when they go overboard and try to like talk shit, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I just ignore them a lot of the time. I remember one time they went on my thread and they tried to tell me what items or what they thought it was worth, and I proceeded to get it for I think 1.5 times what they had estimated it at. And I'm like, the other thing too is I'm like, look, man, I've been around for a while. Like I've seen what these items are worth, and you know, I think it was an SOJ actually. I think it was an SOJ. I'm like, they were trying to convince me that, oh no, this isn't. Hold on a second, I might die to poison if I don't purge this off. They were trying to convince me like, oh. This is something that goes for 1. I'm like, okay, look, everyone and their fucking mother wants an SOJ right now. Like, why would I sell it for 1, right? Like, I could easily get 1.5 out of it, at least. I don't know, man. That's the thing I think a lot of people don't realize. Prices are absolutely not fixed. What do you think of people buying something for cheap, turning around, trying to sell them for 5 times the price, flipping items? I see two perspectives on this, like, and I would argue that neither of them are wrong. The first perspective is that here, you know what? This response will take a little bit longer. Let me go through the other messages first, because they're going to be faster to get through. Fat Gaija was asking how much MF I have. I have 100 MF. I'm keeping it strictly at 100 MF on purpose because I want to have a flat value on my MF, like exactly 100. Nice, round, solid, crisp, clean number. If you have other questions about my build, you can check this out. I'm just going to pull up my Armory link here, because, yeah, if there's other things specifically you're curious about, this might make it easier for you without you having to wait. NMAC was saying really nobody used the Discord trade channel. I tried to use it. Well, I tried to use it, but it just so happened that my schedule didn't align with the guy that I was trying to buy my item from. I would use it more, actually. I would use it a lot more, but, you know, at this point in the season, I no longer have items that I really need. That's the irony of it. Like, I would use trade channel, but one of the things that I make... Ooh, that's Ariat's face right there. That's pretty good, actually. One of the things I try to do when I play in a season is try to make sure that my build is something that I don't necessarily need to rely on others to get. With the sole exception of Raven Lore. Raven Lore on my Fire Druid from 3 seasons back. Yeah, Raven Lore on my Fire Druid, that was something that obviously I can't get on my own. I have to trade for it. And I'm subject to competing with others for it, but because there are other people who also look for Raven Lore, funny enough, but yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, I would like to use trade. There's this irony, right? Like, I would like to use trade chat more for my trades, but as it stands right now, I don't even trade that much, because I generally don't like to try and deal with others a lot of the time anyway, so, yeah. Duriel run 514, very nice. I don't think I've ever had trade chat. I resub chat, but maybe that doesn't do it. Yeah, usually you have to resub a chat channel and resub trade channel. And the very weird thing is, back when I first started playing on the server, trade chat channel was not only functioning just fine, but it was also something that people actually used for trade. And then there was that season, I think it was 3 seasons last year, or 3 seasons ago, so just last year, right? That was the season when trade chat broke, and then chat channel also broke. And after chat channel was down for a week, they had to, they got chat channel back up and running, and that became, like, from there on, okay, like, correct me if I'm wrong, for those who have been here for as long as I have, but that's when all of a sudden it was like, oh, well, now everyone's going to use chat channel for chatting. Like, that's what happened. It used to be that trade channel was actually used for trades. And I think a lot of the people who have been advocating for, you know, it doesn't matter, like, no one uses trade chat for actual trading, that used to be, like, a lot of people showed up last season when the only season where, funny enough, trade chat broke, and then now everyone uses this as a norm, and it's like, oh, this is how it's always been. It's like, no, it's how it's always been for as long as you've been here, but in reality, it used to be very different, so, anyway. Maybe they should allow people to ask for a price check every hour so things get messy. Well, there's a lot. Here's the thing, right? Like, okay, well, we're gonna cap people to PCing once every hour. Well, what about all the other people who are trying to do shit like sell their torches, or for example, like posting their trade lists? I can't remember the guy's name, but I remember last year this guy would always have this massive for trade post. He'd post every 20 to 30 minutes, and then everyone would jump on him for that. And I hate to say it, but I was actually kind of in agreement. I'm just like, why do you keep posting like all this? Like, this is something that belongs in trade chat. Anyway, whatever. Fuck. Getting all up in this discussion all over again. If I underbid accidentally, it's always just because I genuinely didn't know what it was worth when I'm making a good faith bid. Certain people will spend, like, that's actually low and explain, and I always really appreciate that. Yeah. So, So this is the thing that kind of gets me. It's also difficult to tell whether. Okay, there's one of three things that happens. Okay, when an underbid is made, sometimes uh, sometimes people will underbid because they want to score a good deal for themselves, right? Sometimes people will underbid because they actually don't know the item's full value. And third is sometimes people will underbid because they actually don't have the like let's say like there's a D-web, right? Like if an ohm is all you've got and they've got a D-web and no one else has bid on it, it's like, well, okay, might as well throw an ohm at it and see if maybe they actually want this ohm for it for whatever reason, right? Which once again, it might seem scummy, but I think it's something that's understandable. So having said that, it's hard to differentiate between these three types of people who underbid, especially when they say nothing other than the bid itself, right? Like sometimes, like if somebody just posts on my thread and says "pull," I'm gonna be like, well, shit, right? Like I've seen this guy around, and I mean I think I've seen this guy around, and he underbid like badly. Not really too. I'm not really too sure if this is like worth it. Or I'm not really too sure if it's worth it to try and like tell this person, hey, no. Well, this is my perspective, okay. I don't know if it's worth it to be like, hey, dude, no, I think this is a massive underbid. You should up your bid, because sometimes people actually get really touchy over that. So rather than try and convince this person and tear my hair out in some cases that, oh, well, actually, this item's not actually worth the price you're bidding. I usually just don't even bother. So I don't know. It might seem very dickish, but at the same time, right? Like I'm not. I've had trades before where I try to say like, okay, well, on the market right now, these items are going for mal, and then it's like, well, shit, right? Like this person is absolutely not willing to try and bid it for mal. So it's like, all right, well, and then they'll try to like insist, like, no, 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 this item is not actually worth that much. No one's looking for it. It's like, well, I mean, you're here, aren't you? So anyway, explain about the low and grief. So I appreciate that. Oh yeah, yeah. I also appreciate that you didn't. I mean, I said it very sarcastically, so I was kind of worried afterwards that maybe you might take it as like oh, I'm trying to be condescending. So I appreciate that you didn't take it in a negative light. But yeah, grief is just something that. Hold on a second, actually. Oh, wow. Hey. Oh, this is pretty good. That is perfect grave palm. Well, perf ED or perf damage to undead grave palms. That is pretty good. I'll hold on to that for now. That's pretty cool find. Not every day you find one of these. Grave palm. Wait, no. 200 damage to, well, you damage run number, grave palms. There you go. Run number 519. Alright, good. Hate this guy. It would allow PCing single pieces. I don't know. That's the thing too. Sometimes people will price check, but no one knows the actual price of the item. That's the other. See, this is the thing. Trading is such a complicated thing. Like it sounds so simple, but it's actually a lot more complicated than people think a lot of the time. Because there's a lot of different factors that go into an item's value, and there's some items that are very uncommon, and their value can really differ from season to season, right? Like, and also on how many people actually need the item. I think the PNB Circlet is one great example of this. 3 PNB 20 FCR. The season I played my Poison Necro, a 3 PNB 20 FCR Circlet showed up, and I was on a bidding war with, I can't remember his name. Sav. It was Sav 88. Okay, it was Sav 88, and the maximum bid went up to 12.5. About 2 or 3 seasons later, another 3PNB 20 FCR shows up, and then that one sells for almost 100 ohms, right? Like, the prices are absolutely not fixed, and I think a lot of people don't really realize this a lot of the time too. Anyway, whoever traded the 34 Hodo for a Surun should... yeah, that... yeah, that... I don't know what happened there. That is... I don't know, man. I don't know what to say to that. That's just... okay, well, I'm gonna have to redo that run. I had just made it out too. That's unfortunate. Not more with the two bidders wanting to say fuck you to one another than with the actual value of the circlet. Ah, that's okay. So funny that you should say that, because at the end of the day, the circlet's still sold for 100 ohms, right? Like, the point I'm making here isn't just about like what's the actual value of the circlet, but it's also about like what are people willing to bid on it, right? Like. And once again, that differs from season to season, based off of different circumstances, based off of whether or not there's people who are trying to bid war with each other, depending on how rich these bidders are, depending on how much of a beef they have with each other. Like these are all factors. Even like something like, it's week 1 in the season as opposed to week 4 in the season when people have plenty of high runes lying around and the last item they need in their build is their... oh, whoops. I meant to dump all my gold, but I fucked that up. Anyway, if the last item they're looking for is like Grifts or D-Web or something like that, and they have like 20 ohms, then yeah, you can bet that they're going to bid 20 ohms. Or like, what if it's, next season, we can expect that for April Fools, it's going to be All Cows Day. And the people who play on All Cows Day spontaneously grow an additional 25 ohms out of their ass sometimes. Like, sometimes RNG will screw them over, and they won't actually make that amount. But still, right? Like, for the people who are on, and who take advantage of, like, Seal Glitch cows and possibly play for 24 hours on that day, they're going to make a lot. And they'll have a lot more to spend on items that they actually care about. So, bidding, item values are a very finicky thing. And things get heated very quickly because people often can't agree on what these items are actually valued at, for various reasons that I think don't really get taken into consideration. Yeah, Goose was saying, yes, I generally ignore PC requests when I play. It's tedious to answer. I only intervene when a rank noob might need some protection. Yeah. I try to... if no one else PCs, I'll PC. Like, that's usually how I do it. And I don't know. I try to, like, from the best of my... recollection, I should say. From the best of my recollection, I try to think, like, what did the last Shaco sell for? What... oh, unique ring. Come on. SOJ, man. Yeah, I try to, like, recall, like, what did the last one sell for, right? Like, when I played, maybe, like, yesterday or the day before. What is Tal, or, I don't know, what point in the season are we in? Like, what are the subreddit posts saying, right? Like, if somebody asks, like, a PC 5.5 Poison Facet, well, what I'd probably say right now is, well, there's, like, 3-4 other people, myself included, who are trying to sell a 5.5 Poison Facet. And we're all, well... they're trying to sell it for 1 and no one's bidding on it, so take that into consideration. Anyway, yeah, it is also tedious to answer, like this is the thing too. And don't get me wrong, Fat Gaja, I would like to think that I give off this impression, and it's true, like I do like to help newbie or lowbies who come onto the server, or people who aren't familiar with the trade prices, right? Like newcomers to Slash. There you go. Newcomers to Slash. They're not familiar with prices here. They're not familiar with how things work around here. I like to help people get familiar with all of the above normally, but it also takes a lot of time to do that. And sometimes I just want to actually play. And also sometimes other people will have varying opinions on what I would have to say, and then when I chime in, then we get into this huge debacle, and that's why for me, usually I'll look to see what people are saying in chat channel, and I'll be like, okay, oh, rare jewel. yeah, I'll look to see what people are saying, and I'm going to be like, okay, well, is this reasonable? If it's reasonable, then I'm just not going to say anything, and then if there's something that is very wrong, then I will intervene. Answering for Shaco is easy enough. Answering for Griffin is just impossible, though. Some number of ohms put on. Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree, Guznarg. That's basically what I do. That is what I do when it comes to griffs. When people PC griffs, I'll usually say something along the lines of, okay, that's an item, that's a, that's like one of those items that needs to have a bidding war. It's not like a Shaco, right? Like a Shaco is common enough, but a Griffin's is actually like a big item. So that deserves to be put on the subreddit, and then, like you said, see what happens. But what I will sometimes say, add to that, is also like, okay, this is what you can expect to get, because this is what the last few Griffins sold for example. So that's that. What is Shaco worth? Yeah, exactly. Which is fine. No, it's totally fair to ask that. Like, even, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the last time I streamed, because I hadn't played on Slash for quite some time. Okay, well, I'm desynced apparently. Yeah, the last time I played on the server prior, it was like, okay, I hadn't really seen. I mean, I genuinely didn't know what the price of a Shaco was. So I had to ask people, and they said it was like IS. And I'm like, wait, IS? Damn, last time I was playing it was like Gulf, so... Anyway, half the price right there. Coaster was saying the Purple Crow is always watching. Hey, Elite, how are you doing? Good to see you. How's your evening going? So, Coaster, this is, I know this was, I kept you waiting for like 20 minutes, sorry about that, but I wanted to give this like an honest answer. What do I think of people buying something for cheap, turning around and trying to sell them for 5 times the price? Okay, so this is kind of my take on it. That's a complicated thing to answer. Now hear me out for a second before you chime in and say, well, how is this difficult? Well, this is kind of how I see it, right? When somebody is buying something for cheap and then selling it for 5 times the price, like, if they're immediate... Okay, so first of all, I'm going to give you an example of, like, somebody I heard recently who... They bought a Druid torch for Mal. They didn't have a Druid, right? But the reason they wanted that torch was because they wanted the stats on the torch, which is totally fair. That makes a lot of sense, right? Like, the Druid torch happens to be the cheapest torch, and they managed to get their hands on one for free stats and free res, right? A low torch at that. So, Mal, typically under those circumstances, is pretty fair, especially when that's what the seller originally wants. And then a couple days later, like, some of the, a buyer... or like an actual druid comes along and says, okay, now I'm looking for a druid torch, and they proceeded to resell it for IST, right? Like, I know this isn't 5 times, but I'm starting off by showing, like, okay, well, I don't really think this is a dickish thing to do in this case. Because, yeah, like, this person bought it because they needed it, and then somebody else happened to need it more, and they were willing to pawn off money for that, right? Like, okay, is that something that we should berate them for? In my opinion, no. So take that as how it is. Okay, now let's consider a different case. Imagine like, I don't know if I've seen people do this, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway. Imagine if somebody buys an item early, let's say a D-Web, okay? Let's say a D-Web shows up early ladder, and somebody really wants to make their Enigma, and the only thing they're missing is like a Sir, right? And then somebody's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll offer like a Sir on it. And then, even if they're not playing, let's say, a Poison Necro, right? But they say to themselves, hey, this is a good deal, and no one else is bidding on it. So sure, they should feel free to make that offer. And then, like, when later people actually need a D-Web, they can feel free to sell it. For me, I think this also makes a lot of sense, personally. And then there's the third possible case, which is if somebody just straight up buys, let's say, let's say a Ravenlore. If somebody just buys a Ravenlore for and then resells it for like a Gull, for example, that for me, knowing that, that's not the actual value of the item, they're just trying to make a quick profit. For me, that's kind of dickish. I personally think that's dickish, but at the same time, it isn't something that should really be bannable, I would say. Like, I don't know. For me, like that's also kind of like a free trade market type deal. So for me, it's kind of complicated. It's not. There's no real like one size fits all answer I can give. Like, oh yeah, I think that it's a dick move to resell for 5 times the price because there are a lot of different circumstances that goes into these bids, right? Like it's not just like, oh well, somebody's out to make a 5x profit. It's usually a little bit more complicated than that, at least from my experience. So that's what I'm going to say. And once again, there's going to be people who very much disagree, but I'm giving my honest take on it here, right? Like, I don't know, man. And I think that, I don't know. How can you see the map when it's multiplayer? Will you not need to explore every time? I'm playing on the slash Diablo private server. I'm going to link you to it. I play on the slash Diablo private server, where we are allowed to use map pack and multi-boxing, but otherwise we're not allowed to use like any other things. The whole idea here is it makes your life way easier, quality of life improvements. You can see that like they haven't tried to like change up any rune words or anything like that. It's just straight up. Well, okay, they added plague, but that's a different story in itself. Point is, oh, full rejuve. Point is, with this private server, you're able to play like close to vanilla gameplay, but with quality of life features, I guess, is the gist of it. No bots, no dupes either. You're only allowed to use map hack and multi-boxing to make your life easier when you need to self-mule, self-trade, self-level, and also when you want to, well, if you want to farm, then you can actually see where you're going. You don't have to spend ages trying to, like, teleport around, let's say, Durance or Worldstone Keep trying to find where the next level is. So, it's, yeah, there you go. That's how I can explore the map in multiplayer. I'm not playing on BNet. I played on it, like, early ladder, but I don't ever really play past day 1, because it's just not very interesting for me. Okay, so... Okay, so that's run 530, right? Yeah, that's run number 530. Duriel run 531 coming up. So, Coaster, you got that, right? I don't know. That was kind of my kind of spiel on it. And yeah, you can go ahead and now proceed to roast me for it, but yeah, that's just kind of how I see it. I'm like, I don't know, man. Sometimes that's kind of my take on it. Like, a lot of the things are very complicated, I feel like. It might not seem complicated to a lot of people, but in reality, like, this is why it's hard to be like, okay, well, let's just ban this person, because sometimes they don't mean to be an asshole, or sometimes, like, they want to make a good deal for themselves. Is that something that should be looked at, and we look at and say, like, okay, well, man, what a dick, right? Like, nah. Anyway, so, food for thought. That's just my take on it. I'm not, take slash do seriously? To tell you the truth, dude, I think a lot of people take slash really seriously. Myself included, to some degree. Like, yeah, like, I mean, I don't, I've gotten into plenty of heated arguments with people. Dan included. I've argued with Dan too, right? Like there are, like, I'm definitely not. I mean, I take responsibility too. Like, I'm at fault for this. Like, I'll openly admit, like, despite what people might think of me, I'm actually an asshole deep down inside, right? Like, and I will actually fight people or fight with people on this server if I need, or if I feel like there's a good reason to do so, or whatnot. So, I don't know. I can see, well, I'm not going to speak to whether or not you take slash too seriously or not. Like, that's not up for me to decide, but I definitely don't think you would be alone in that. And I think that's very evident in chat channel, in trade channel. See, I'm gonna be honest. Actually, let me respond to Frank first. I don't want to keep him waiting because he's a newcomer, and then I'll get back to what I was saying with you. Sorry about that, but thanks for listening, Coaster. Appreciate it. Nice, nice. Thanks for the budget Hammerden video. Just got back to DTube in 10 years. That's awesome, dude. I'm happy to hear it. Let me guess. It was Diablo 4 announcement that did it in for you, right? I'll bet that's what it was. I don't know. I'm curious because I remember. Well, yeah, I remember I was talking with somebody and they were saying like, oh, well, maybe part of the reason why a lot of people are getting back into D2 right now is because they just announced D4 and now they're kind of curious about what D2 was like with all of the with the new characters that are coming out that are throwbacks to the characters in Diablo 2. And let me actually put down Frost Burns on run number 533. If you're just getting back into D2 after a long time, I highly recommend Slash Diablo. That's why I did too, and it's been awesome. I'm really happy to hear that, Fat Gaja. I think I was the one who introduced you to it too, right? I know there's some people who actually hear about Slash from my channel. I just can't remember off the top of my head, like, who specifically. I like to think. Anyway. Gaija is no Gaija. Is it? Oh, am I mistaken? Am I saying it wrong? Alright, how do correct me. How is it actually said? Learn some of the things and people are super willing to help you out when you're new. Yeah, that's the other thing too, right? Like I played on BNet for like 10, 15 years. Didn't really learn much out of it except for playing Sork, but here on Slash I've learned so much, and I've tried like so many different builds, and I've learned a lot about different game mechanics, and people are usually willing to give their take on certain situations. Not situations, but like Guznarg, for example. Like, I'm making this character, and if it weren't for, you know, Guznarg helping me out, I wouldn't know. Like, I wouldn't know that Ev Balrog blades, or Oath Balrog blades were a thing, right? Like, I think it's pretty awesome. Lol, right on time. Hey, Aldo. Funny timing. Do I have an opinion on... by the way, yeah, is Frank still around? Hopefully, you're still tuning in and enjoying the stream. But I think Diablo 4 is on the right track, at least more on the right track than Diablo Immortal. But I think there's still a lot of work that needs to go into it, and I need to, well, I mean, I haven't seen enough of the game, I guess, to make like a good, like, oh yeah, this is, you know, what I think of it. But so far, like, from what I've seen, it actually kind of seems pretty exciting. Like, it feels closer to Diablo 2 than Diablo 3 is, and it's also not just a rehash of Diablo 2 or Diablo 3 from what I can see, or, well, I mean, that's debatable, I guess, but I don't know. There was one complaint that a lot of people had about Diablo 4 was like, oh, well, this isn't, it doesn't look anything like Diablo 2 or Diablo 3, and it's like, actually, that's kind of a good thing. You don't want to just, like, you want to be able to build on predecessors, but you also don't want to just clone the gameplay, right? Like, see, this is why from Diablo 1 to Diablo 2 was pretty awesome, I'd say. Well, I guess I say this as somebody who actually hasn't played Diablo 1, so I guess I shouldn't really be talking out of my ass here, but they kept a lot of very core elements from Diablo 1 in Diablo 2, and then they proceeded to, like, expand how many characters you can play as, different items you could use, right? Like, how probably the loot system works, and so on. So, I don't know. I kind of think Diablo 4 is sort of on the right track with that, at least. So that's pretty awesome. Geisha? Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, I believe it's... Okay, so Geisha. Is that right? Geisha? Geisha? Don't play Slash. Everyone's an asshole. Yeah, I mean, everyone's an asshole on Slash. It's just varying degrees or varying types of assholes, really, from what I can tell. No offense to anyone here, of course. Just kind of half joking about that. Geisha? That's tough. I am but a poor weeb. Okay, you know what? Bingo! Geisha? Geisha? He's amazing. Well, not really. I mean, you're the one who knows how to actually say the damn thing, so... Geisha. want to make sure I get it right. I don't want to call you by the wrong name and you go off and or be doing my own thing and have you go off and be like, oh man, that D2 doesn't even know how to say geisha right. Oof, imagine that. Anyway, um, yeah. So I'm gonna be. You might have gotten me into Slash. I might have randomly found him on Reddit and found his stream right after. Can't remember. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's cool. Doesn't I guess matter too much. What matters is you're on the server. So. And you're enjoying yourself, that's the big thing. Yeah, and you haven't come across too much about it that has made you quit yet, unlike with some other people I know, so this actually is something that I wanted to go back to talk about, from a little bit earlier. To tell you the truth, Coaster, like, this is, I know I'm going all over the place, but, this is something that I want to comment on. I'm an asshole, too. It's good overall, terrible. Yeah, well, some people don't want to see themselves as that. Like, some people genuinely mean well, and I see that they mean well. But me, personally, I'm just like, yeah, I'm an asshole, and yeah, I'm cool with that. Even though I help people on the server, but I'm still an asshole. Like, that's that's just the reality. I'm willing to admit to that. Anyway, look, so let me go back to what I was saying earlier, Coaster, because I wanted to actually, like, I want to be real here with you for a second, like, for a while, I was actually considering not like quitting Slash a long time ago. Like, I'll just be frank with you. Like, I was actually considering just not playing on the server anymore. Mostly because I just didn't want to deal with some of the people here. I hit that point a couple years ago already, actually. I never really talked about this, but I was like, there's some people that I just don't really feel like dealing with, especially if I don't like to say it like this, but some of the mods just won't do anything about them, right? So I was like, yeah, I considered it. I was like, maybe I should just not play on this server and maybe just do my own thing in single player. But what got me to stay was I sat and I really thought about it, and I'm just like, first of all, there's people on the server that make it worth it to try and play, right? Like, there's plenty of people I've bumped into, like Elite JT is fun to, well, here's the thing, right? Like, I also acknowledge that some of the people I like playing with don't actually get along with each other, and that's perfectly fine with me. Just don't fucking drag me into these issues. Um, but no, seriously, like, like, I play with Exo5, I play with Elite JT, I play with Coaster. I love our discussions about, like, oh, this is what build I'm going to be playing this season. What build are you playing this season? Like, that's something I really enjoy, right? Like, or discussing with, like, Muse and other people, like, what would be a viable alternative to cows, for example, right? Like, everyone's gonna be like, oh, what, there is no viable alternative to cows. Yeah, fuck them. Like, I refuse to believe this, and we're gonna see what we can do. Like, I've already been doing my chaos runs at a pretty reasonable rate, but anyway, once again, I'm going all over the place. Like, there's just, when I consider, like, the idea of, like, who I'm playing with, like, the good versus, like, oh, well, there's some assholes I run into from time to time who, make playing the game kind of difficult sometimes, but not, like, miserable. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'll tough it out. Like, it's not a huge deal. And besides, there's so much shit I want to do on this with my characters, right? Like, I have so many different build ideas that I'd love to try. So, more or less, my take on it is this. Even though there are people who are going to cause me problems, who are going to give me trouble, at the end of the day, I'm going to do my thing, and they're going to do their thing, and I'm really happy doing my thing. I love showing off new characters, or, well, starting off as different characters, because a lot of people don't do this, right? I'm giving you guys free entertainment, and you guys, I would like to think, hang out because you all enjoy what I do, or most of you guys enjoy what I'm doing, or, like, otherwise, why would you guys be here, right? And I like to demonstrate new things, ladder reset or ladder starts that doesn't involve botnet, which is 10 trillion times worse. So that's the main reason why I was like, I don't want to just quit the server just because of one or two bad apples who aren't even really, like, when I say bad apples, they're not even like people that a lot of other people necessarily have beefs with. So So for me, that's kind of what got me to stay. I had to really sit down and think about it. Not literally sit down and think about it, but I thought about not playing for a while, and I guess what just got me to stay was like, yeah, once again, there are like the people that I talk to on this server who I really enjoy playing with, along comboed with also like me wanting to demonstrate new, or like try out and demonstrate new builds and play styles. For me, that's what got me to stay. Um, yeah, so that's kind of what I decided on, and I mean that might change. At any point, I might hit a point where I'll just stop playing. Like, I might just suddenly disappear. I might just one day say to myself, well shit, no, I'm sick of Slash and the people on it. Like, fuck all of this, right? Like if every day like drama on Reddit became the norm, I would probably just say okay. Well, actually, even that was fine as long as I'm not involved in it. For me personally, I don't like. I'm just doing my thing anyway. But you guys get where I'm coming from. I think yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I wanted to play. I want to do my own thing. I want to show it to you guys, and you know, we just play together. That for me is enough. So that's why, with regards to taking Slash seriously, as long as people don't fuck with me, I'm quite happy with what I'm doing. Although I know that's easier said than done because other people, you know, have a tougher time than I do for sure. But that's just kind of my take on it. And that's not to say that, you know, I have issues with no one on the server. There are still people that I have issues with, and others that I might not be in an open like hostility with, but that I don't necessarily like, for example, right? So, I mean, yeah. So there you go. Here to listen to you misread people's names. Thank you for this. Been considering it for years. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why, like I was saying, it's the straw that broke the camel's back, because you saw, you know, you pile a bunch of shit on this, on your plate, and then like eventually you're just like, okay, no, I can't actually take much more of this. Like this is too much, right? And well, that's just the oh shit. Yeah, okay, well, I got lucky on that they didn't swing right away, or I would have been dead in an instant. Oh yes, yes. I will do your declone for free so I can try out this character. Yeah. Pull out that declone. Pull out that declone right now. I will do it for free. I just want to try to see if this character can finally kill Big D. Although I might actually get, I might actually switch up my items a little bit. No man, I am ready. My body is ready. Having such negativity. Oh no, no. Don't worry about it. Like I don't mind negativity. What I mind is like when I'm doing this stuff, when I'm like trying to make content for you guys, I just want to like, you know, show you guys some stuff, just have you guys listen to me bitch about something random in the background, but I just don't want you guys to like duke it out with each other. You know, that's even like JT and ZZZ, who I know aren't on good terms with each other. They try to remain civil on my channel. And I truly appreciate that. I don't want to have to like I'll be honest. If it became a regular occurrence where people just fought it out with each other here, then I probably wouldn't be doing this anymore. Like I'll just be real with you guys. Like why would I want to do that, right? We're dead with this character. Gooznarg, yes, 1 point smite is better than Zeal, I think, against Declone, just because of chance to hit, but I really wanted to kill him with Zeal, so I'm going to try and kill him with Zeal. 545 next, so I'm just going to write this down. Yeah, okay, that's good to hear. I mean, I don't think you guys have, like, anything specific with each other, but I know, I guess, no. Zeal should work fine too, yeah. Okay, so let me actually get something quickly that I should have gotten from before. I think it should be here. Okay. What the fuck? Is it not here? Okay, I just need a moment. Okay, first of all, let me throw this on. Actually, it might not make much of a difference now that I think about it, since I'm not... I thought it was a wealth that I'm still using, but it's not a wealth. I could probably even sub out the smoke now. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, let me actually put this bad boy on for a change. I'm in Yeet 1-1. No, I'm joining yours. I just need to get some stuff. Okay, let's try this. Let's give this bad boy a roll, a whirl. Oh man, it's gonna suck. Okay, Yeet 1-1. Okay, I want to be able to do this, actually. Well, I mean, if there's a... I kind of want to see if I can do this without battle orders. Let's see how badly this goes. Okay, Diablo walks the earth. Great. Let's go Stony Field for a second. Oh wow, it's a big pack of monsters. Boom. Nah. Let's see how badly this goes. Okay, there you go. So I put this on. Come on, Reaper's Toll, bro. Come on, Reaper's Toll already. No. There you go. Okay, he's taking a little bit longer to kill than I expected, I'm not gonna lie, but... Okay, well I need a few rejuves here and there, but, I mean, I guess... Well, or if I had bow, I guess that would have also been fine. Come on, die, dude. I already popped PMH on you. There you go. Oh, there you go. Ah, finally, I can put it to rest. I killed a declone with this damn smiter. Yep, no problem. Alright, there you go. There you guys go. Love that sound. It's so satisfying. Just like hearing the like that crunching noise. I can't really describe it, but... $17.59. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I mean, better than not having Annie at all, I guess, or my Annie on my Barb, which isn't anything close to as good. Well, nothing close to as good, but not stellar. Okay, I'm gonna return back to my runs. Let me know if you need anything else, base, but otherwise, hope you enjoyed the services of my... Can I spawn multiple declones at once? Not in the same game. Yeah, you'd have to make a new game to give that a go. Do you need another declone kill base? If you need another declone kill, I'll probably bring I'll either try to smite him to death this next time, or I'll just get my whirlwind barb to go and slaughter him. Because I know my whirlwind barb is fully capable of that. Or at least he should be now. I switched off of oaths, but especially when I'm rocking dual griefs with both with PMH. Good to go for now. Might try to trade him. Okay. Sounds good to me. Alright, carry on. Or let's carry on. 545. This is Duriel run 545. Oh shit. Yeah, let's just get away from that before I get killed. I have some words about something you said earlier. It would be easier to talk about it than type. You want to talk for a minute? You want to talk on Discord? Like literally talk? Seems like Discord. All right. I guess so. Sure. I don't expect any deep discussion from me though. Okay. All right. Let's hear this. Let's see. General. Yeah, I'm in general for you.
Hello.
Hey, Guznard. How you doing?
Hello. Okay. Alright, you said something. I got a little triggered by it. I confess. It's fine though.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. It's when we were talking about how do you feel about someone buying something cheaper than reselling it. And the example you gave was someone finds a D-Web early in the ladder. He really wants a serve, so he sells it for a serve.
Mm-hmm.
And the point I would like to make is that the buyer isn't doing anything wrong, you described, so I don't have any issue with the buyer. But the point I would like to make is that the seller is screwing himself in the example you gave, where he just sells for a sir.
Hmm.
And I would like to make the point that he's screwing himself by using an actual example of this exact thing that happened to me.
Okay.
Okay. So the last time I played on Slash, actually, I found a Griffin's, like,
2
the
griffins,
second
right?
day. I don't even remember, man. I have plastic cloud brain.
That's fine.
But I know the first weekend I found a Griffin's, and I was playing a barb. Can you believe it? I was playing a barb, so I never needed this thing. And so, you know, what do you do? You find yourself with the Griffins on like day 2.
Oh no, I see where this is headed, but yeah, carry on.
Okay, so I knew this ladder that Kiwi was going to get level 99 on Sork. Obviously, he was going to go Lightning at some point. And so, what I did is, I never even posted this Griffins for trade. What I did is, I told Kiwi, hey, do you want this Griffins? I will give it to you right now. No questions asked. No one else will even contest you for it. You're going to give me, I think I asked for 7 ohms for it. And obviously, this is day 2. Kiwi doesn't have 7 ohms laying around.
Yes.
He didn't have anything laying around. I didn't get anything from him that day. But over the coming weeks, he paid me back the 7 ohms. Like, and it was like really piecemeal, right? Like, I got like a torch for revalued Gull at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just he paid me back super piecemeal in like 20 parts or something. But eventually, I got my 7 ohms, and even more than that, this is the part that's gonna sound a little hokey, but it's very real. It's super real. So before this, I had never talked with. Oh, I talked very little with Kiwi, and I had never played with him. But after I did this, it was easy to make friends with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in addition to getting my fair enough value for my average Griffins, 7 ohms, whatever, it's fair enough. In addition to getting the fair value from my item, I kind of made a friend and someone I could play with, because we had this I don't know, bonding moment.
Bonding moment. Oh, that's fine. No, okay, I'm on board with that.
Yeah. So I guess really the point I would like to say is to go back. If you post something for like trade, and there's a meme in the Slash community. It's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it, which is like, it's obviously true, but people take that to mean something it doesn't mean. People take it to mean if you post your D-Web and the biggest offer is Sir, well, of course you have to sell it for Sir. That's all anyone's willing to pay.
Yeah.
And I say to these people, you're stupid. You can do better. You can be creative. You can make deals for stuff people don't have right now. If you think about real life, when you're going to make like the big purchases of your life, you don't need to wait before you have all the cash on hand to make it, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you're buying a house or a car or whatever, it's common to make this deal for money you don't have. We can do that in Diablo too.
So basically, take a loan.
Or give a loan if you're the seller, but yeah. Or, yeah. And you can be more creative than this. You can, I don't know, you can be creative is the point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like this meme where, it's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it.
No, because that. I think I see where you're coming from. Like the problem with that statement that it's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it is like, as a buyer, right? Why, or as the seller, or that statement gives a lot of power to the buyer, but as the one who's actually selling the item, if they don't value the item, or if they don't they value the item at a lot higher, then why should they be forced to sell it at that price? It's I think that's kind of
exactly.
just what you're saying.
Both people have to both people have to agree. It's not like Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, when I first started on this server, a lot of the items I would sell, right? Like, I just, if, you know, whatever the highest bid was, I'd take it. But I've also come to learn, too, like, in recent years, like, okay, well, if I don't like the offer, I don't necessarily have to sell it. Like, it's my item at the end of the day. That's why right now, like, I have my 3-trap 20 FCR circlet, right? And that's sitting around, and I don't want to sell it yet, because it's like, what am I really going to get out of this? You know, do people value it at 3 ohms, 4 ohms? This once in a life or once in a ladder find, right? Like, I don't know. I think I see where you're coming from with what you were saying, and I'm glad you brought that up.
I always, I always want to like go in on these people and they say that because it comes up like in every thread, every thread, someone will say that. It's only worth it. Someone will pay for it. Yeah, that's you don't agree that that's something everyone says
Yeah,
that.
I mean maybe not literally every thread, but I'm just like
Any thread where there's
reflecting.
a dispute,
I'm
it
just
gets
trying.
said.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think like some of the recent trade threads that I've seen or looked at, right? Like, I don't recall anybody saying this recently. Like you could, you know, if you could point me to some posts, you can refresh me
I just
maybe.
heard one
So I,
today where they said it. It was fucking Pump. Who's a little bit of a little bit of a shit stirrer, but
hmm.
yeah. I don't know exactly what's been going on with Ladder. I know there was some shit with ZZZ.
Oh man.
He's
Oh boy. There's a
I read his post.
lot
It's
of shit.
goodbye.
I don't know, man. That for me, like I'm. That's just one big mess. I don't even wanna. I don't know, man. Well, let me know when you find it, though. I'm just gonna quickly address what some other people were saying.
Oh, sure, I can find it.
Yeah. Well, I assume that that's what you were doing just now, because you said, or I thought you said you were gonna try to find
Let
it.
me
But
see.
Elite was saying, you save that Griffins and sell week 2 for an Enigma, duh. So, let's see, what did other people say here? Coaster was saying, this is how I handle trades now. If I know I can sell it easily, I keep. If I can't, or I know people will want to take it off my hands for free, I vendor it. Yeah, I do like that, actually. I do kind of like that, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, you should actually, well, I know this might trigger some people, but like, I know there's people who are like, who are very generous, and I was like this in the past, and even now sometimes I'm like this, where, let's say you have items that people actually need, right? Like, let's say like a towel mask, right? You're taking the time to go and pick it up and go offshore to a character, and it's not a find that everybody has day one. So why should you be expected to like give it free? And sometimes people expect this, right? Not everyone expects you to give it for free, but a lot of people do in some cases. So I can see why you
Day
just vendor
one,
it.
that's stupid. That's stupid as hell. That's the god tier item on day one.
Yeah, no, but yeah, well, maybe Talmask isn't a good example of this, but even like, even day 2, I think the point I'm just making here is like a lot of the people who are getting these free items don't see it from the perspective of the person who's actually getting these items, right? It's like let's say like an Eth rune, right? Or like tier rune. Sometimes, like for my griefs that I made. Oh, by the way, did you see my whirlwind barb? I actually got the griefs online.
No, I haven't seen the graves.
It's lovely. Feels good.
I liked it in Twitch chat. And
Ah,
this is a good thread because
I'll look at it in
this guy
a.
posted a really nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, no.
I'll tell you what the thread was.
Okay,
This
yeah.
guy posted a really nice melee grand charm. Like, very high
Oh,
quality.
is that what I...
Really
Oh,
like
I know that one. I know that one.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. You did not just link that. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yo, man. I love the... Oh, man. Because the thing is, like I was just talking about this at the start of the stream with Coaster, like, because, yeah, he was directly, like... Oh, man. I don't know. He was one of the people who bid in that thread, and then that was, like... There was that huge fight over it, but anyway...
I agree with telling the people who bid, pull or or whatever, that they need to go away, or they they need to understand they missed the mark. They made, Also, the guy didn't respond to the previous bits. That's another thing. But yeah.
Yeah, that's its own thing. But I mean, that one maybe we'll chalk it up to. Chalk it up to.
That guy's been here forever. I've seen that guy's name here like in 2016. I don't, but he doesn't.
Who was it actually? Hold on a second. One sec.
Like,
I assume I'm talking about the deleted comment. I wasn't sure who had Pavehead. I've never seen that name before. Pavehead. That's the thing.
Trust me, he's been here. He doesn't say anything. That's why, but he's been here. Trust me.
Okay, that's strange, but sure. Yeah.
Okay, you see, we got someone trying to correct. This thing is not, it's not, in the range the initial bids were for. And then we have Pump. It's worth however much someone's willing to pay for it.
Oh wait, shit, seriously?
Fuck that.
Oh no. Oh,
Yeah.
there it is. I see it. I see it now. I did not. The thing is, okay. No, let me take a step back here, okay? Because this thread is interesting. Since last night, okay, I went to bed last night and this thread had 3 comments. All right. My favorite post in this thread was Kerm saying, "Oh yeah,
Correction. I'm directly involved in this. All right.
Yeah,
Correction.
no, go ahead. I'll let you guys talk it out. Sure.
Let me mute your stream so I can hear myself talk for a second.
Okay, that's fine.
The reason why I flipped out on the guy is because he's talking down to me. I didn't know the price, so I offered what I thought was fine because I bought multiple charms just like that for the same price, and both parties were happy. So I don't know what these charms are worth, so I offered them out because that's what I paid normally. And this guy came all like talking down to me. That's why I flipped out, not because of he outbid. I don't give a shit that he outbid me. It's fine, and that's part of being an auction is all about, But I don't agree with you, Goosenut, when you say that I have to go away. I didn't know the price.
No, hold on. I didn't mean to say go away if I said go away. Well, I mean like, you got the price. Not you misjudged how good the item is.
I agree, and I said multiple times that I didn't know the price, so that's why I offered. But like the guy's being a dick, all he had to do was outbid me, and that's it. No need for anything else.
Just for the record, I linked this thread because I was triggered by Pump's comment. Like the rest of it, I'm not super concerned about the rest of it. I linked it, so I'm triggered by Pump saying it's worth however much someone's willing to pay for it. That's why I came to link this thread.
I just wanted to like make a little correction there, but we're good. All right, that's it.
Let me actually read this thread. I didn't actually
Yeah.
I didn't read it all the way through.
Yeah, I don't know. This was something that we were talking about with Coaster too. Like when you linked this thread, I was like, because this thread got brought up earlier already, but I didn't see the comment that you were talking about. I assumed that's, yeah, like I assumed that what. Here, let me just see this quickly. Yeah, however much someone is willing to pay for it. Yeah, that's the one time. Well, when I skimmed through this thread the first time, like an hour and a half ago, I didn't even really pay much attention to this comment, right? There were 60 fucking comments, and I was trying to demonstrate my whirlwind barb. So I just saw this thread, I skimmed through it, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But I didn't even realize that somebody had posted this. It's worth however much as someone is willing to pay for it. But is that like the? Is that the? Only
It's just.
example?
Well, listen, I don't read like the post every day. I look for something spicy. If I find something spicy, I click on it. But I mean, I'm sure I can go find other things from like back when I actually played. I haven't played in like 2 or 3 ladders. Yeah. But anyway, I just don't like when people use that to draw wrong conclusions. And the way it's always used to draw wrong conclusions is to say, "Hey, buddy, this is the best offer you get. Sell it now, or you're a bitch." That's what they really mean when they say it's worth what someone's willing to pay for.
Yeah.
That's actually what they mean.
Yeah, that's.
But that doesn't sound as good.
Yeah, no, I get you. No, I agree with you, honestly. Hold on a second, sorry. Tile Dupe was saying that's not a whirlwind barbed wire. Yo, sorry about that. I forgot to update the title, actually. I was showing off a whirlwind barb earlier, but it's now, MF Zealer. My bad.
Hey, Goosenut,
What's up?
why aren't you playing anymore? I'm missing it.
The Superior game has been released, and I have to play that. At least until they do the multi-server thing. When they
How
do the
will I-
multi-server thing,
The multi-server
I
thing,
will
I think,
have
is the
to
big thing
really-
for Gooznarg, if I recall correctly. We were talking about this earlier. Like,
How would I live
I-
without my purple crow? I couldn't.
I do not like playing on the New York server. It is bad. It's real bad.
You know, I'm East Coast, and it's bad for me too.
Yeah, it's just not a good server.
It's
Not even
yeah,
the
it's
location.
trash.
It's the issue. It's a bad server.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I agree. So you're gonna come back then?
Probably. Give me multi-server and give me a lull in classic WoW content, and I will probably have to play.
Let's see.
okay, good. Duriel run 556 coming up. Sorry, carry on, guys. I'm gonna let you guys chat for a bit then.
But yeah, I decided to sell anything that I couldn't, that I know wouldn't sell easily, that I would have to like haggle for. You know, anything
So I
I
haggle.
know.
I don't haggle for shit. You give me an offer I like, or I'm just gonna make a
No,
new
I know,
game
but
and
like-
find something else.
In terms of items, like when I find something, like I found a 220 circlet, like PNB, and
Can I ask you something about the 220?
I sold it. I vendored it.
Yeah, no, but I want to ask you something about it quickly. Did you
Yeah?
try to Larzik it for 2 sockets?
No, I didn't. I'm not gonna bother because I play with one character, so like getting Larzik quests is a bitch.
Oh yeah,
And,
that's true. I would have offered you one, to be
uh,
honest, just for shits and giggles.
You know,
But
I didn't want
I
to.
know, I know. You don't want to waste the. Yeah, that's fair.
Because then if I get one socket and all that is for nothing, and plus like, I'm not gonna sell. I'm not gonna take some of my time, especially it's a 220. If it was a 320, I would definitely do it. But like a 220, I know people will like try to
Ugh.
replace it soon, so they're not gonna pay for it, or
Oh,
they're gonna
now
try to like
at
offer
it.
me like what
Now
is. I'm not gonna bother. Like I'm just gonna sell it. That's it. Done. You know, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's how I approach it. And I know like
realistically, they're gonna replace it never because
Yeah, because you're fucking lucky to
there's
find
not
a
very
320.
many 320s going around.
yeah, I was thinking like how hard would it be to like sell a 320 without Reddit?
Honestly, it wouldn't be that difficult, in my opinion. I just
You
don't
think?
know how much. Yeah, like because the thing is, like Necro is the second most popular class on Slash, and usually it's like the 1%ers who are using 320s, right, or who would want the 320s. So if you say like on chat channel, hey, this is up for trade, then whoa, did the server drop? Fuck.
Or you're dead.
Now your hardcore character's dead. You have to start all over.
Well, it's a good thing I don't play fucking hardcore. I mean,
I know.
I know, right?
but
New York server, by the way.
Didn't they say that there was like no chance of the server dropping this season because of like special things special measures they put up for it? That's what Minsky said.
server's back at least. So, what was I saying? I forget now. After that server drop.
I don't know. I was just saying that I don't. I've made a few people mad because I sell things that they want, but they know they want me to give it to them. They don't want
They
like
don't wanna
earlier.
actually give a fair offer for it. No, I respect that. It's your items, right? Like they can say what they want, but it's your item. You decide what you do with it. I'm in full support that, you know, if you think that people just aren't going to offer you a fair deal, then fuck them, right? Like that's what happened with the 35-13 last season. We had people going like Gull, Vex, and then Ohm, and then like 1.5, and then there was that retract. Do you remember that? Like, you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yep.
then the guy was just like, okay, well, fuck both of you. I'm just going to sell the item. And, you know, I respect that. I'd be pretty fucking pissed off too, right? Like, I wouldn't be... I wouldn't sell it, but like, I'd still take probably a Vex or an Ohm for it, but it's just like the principle behind it, I guess, more so than the value. Like, what the hell is that,
Yep.
right? If you guys offer 1.5, you should honor your bid of 1.5, and now, if you're not going to honor it, then, well, it just goes to show how much you need the item. Well, adios, goodbye, it's gone, fuck you. Like, nice.
Yeah, but In the meantime, you have to mule it. You have to like manage the thing.
Yeah, you
Fuck
gotta
it.
manage the. See, there's like, yeah, a lot of people don't really think about that. It's just like, oh, it's just an item, you know, you can give it away. It's like, all right, well, if it's so easy to get, then why don't you have a character stockpiled with these items that you say that everybody else should be carrying, right? Like, I feel like there are people on the server who expect that you should be just getting these items for free without actually like working for it. And sometimes, like, you know, sometimes I'll have like some starter equipment for people, like a spirit sword, sure, no worries, right? Or the runes for a spirit sword, for example. But you know, like Death rune, Tier rune, sometimes people don't have that, or they take the time to go and collect it and put it on a mule, right? That's fucking annoying. Like
Yeah.
the people who ask for it don't pick up these runes for a reason. Why would they expect that other people are going to pick them up and just hand them out freely? It's fine to
I know,
ask
right?
for it, but also don't expect that everyone's just going to be willing to give it for free all the time. Like, yeah, some people are nice enough to give it for free, like, are happy to give it for free because it's a community server, but also, like, you know, there's people who pick it up because they know people are going to need it, right? I picked up L's and L's since I know that some people will need them for BOTD. I think that's fair. And in some case, usually I'm nice enough to give it away for free, but sometimes people also offer pull for it since they want to get it here and now, and you know that's the way to
I
do
charge
it.
for them too.
Yeah, and I think that's reasonable. So that's just my take on it. Like, call me crazy, but yeah, that's kind of the way it is. It's a convenience cost.
Yeah. Well, see,
So I'm with you.
I
Is what I'm saying. Like, I'm with you in this case.
I
Like,
understand like the people who get upset because they're like, oh well, I could have used it, and they
oh,
wanted it for free because it did. You know, it's not worth buying because there was better, but they wanted to use it, so they're upset that you sold it because it could have been easy for you to just give it. But at
oh
the
yeah.
same time, from your perspective, it's more annoying to give it when you know you can get something out of it. So you just vendor it to deny the person like satisfaction from getting like the free thing off your back. You know.
Yep. Nope. I agree. I'm not agreeing just for the sake of agreeing, but no, I get it. Like so, seeing people be like, "Oh, well, this 3513, you should have just given it away if you were gonna sell it." But no, they're missing the point. They're selling it out of spite because you know, they feel like you kind of dicked them over, or like how would you feel if you're in their shoes, right? Like not you specifically, but how would you feel if you're like trying to sell this item, and then all of a sudden somebody just bails out on this item, even though you had agreed that, oh, well, I'm actually gonna fork up a fair amount for it, right? Like, get somebody hopes up and just take it away. It's like, oh, promising that you're gonna give somebody like an Xbox or something, and then all of a sudden it's like, haha, no, sorry, just gonna throw it out the window. Like, well, shit. Well, wouldn't you want to do the same thing to them? Like, anyway, I think that's, yeah, I get you though. And I think it's not. This isn't the exact situation you're in, but it's, I think, relatively close, right? Like, you have your 220, you know people can use it, but you know they're just going to sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, maybe I can get it for like a mal or an ist. Like, what a fucking waste of your time. Just,
Well, it's
yeah.
like that item that Gargoyle was like found. It was like a +7
Oh,
Blizzard rod,
6.
and
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
or +6, but and they wanted to they were all everyone was interested in it,
Oh, yeah.
but they wanted him to suck it at first, and then he did, and then it was worthless because they only got one, and everyone was like, yeah, no, this is the same thing. Like I wouldn't even have bought it. I would just have thrown it, you know.
Hmm.
At least in my case, because I only have one character, so like getting Larsa quests is annoying.
Yep, nope, I hear you. That's another thing too. Like, Soccer Quest. Like, people don't think about that either. Like, oh, well, Soccer Quests are free. Well, are they really though? It takes 15 to 20 minutes to rush like a bunch of characters through normal, right? Especially if you're not
Worse
rocking a Sork, for
if you're not a
example.
sorceress.
Yeah, especially if you're not a Sork. Like, okay, yeah, I could run a 20-minute rush with my barb, but then I'd also have to get the gold necessary, right? That's easily for me the number one reason why I'm not carrying out rushes for people all the time. Like, I don't always have 400 to 500,000 gold to keep repairing my fucking Magus staff to do that. And let's say I do. right? Like, let's say I do, then, well, that means that that 500k gold doesn't go towards doing, like, 50 Duriel runs, for example. And at some point I'm going to need to go back into Trav and go collect items and go sell them. Now I have gold in abundance because I'm able to farm Hell Trav, but, like, back when I was farming Nightmare Trav for gold, well, that takes me time, and it's no wonder I'm not fucking, like, you know, up 10, 15 ohms. You saw what happened last season when, you know, I didn't do these things when I was playing a Sork. It's just like, oh, I'm filthy stinking rich because I don't, you know, I don't have to, like, do all, anyway. Sorry, I'm going, like, all over
I
the
mean,
place.
you don't have
But
to lose all of your money into like making an Enigma. First of all, that's
yeah,
10. You don't have to spend. You know.
yeah. It's just more the time cost. Like, doing things for people takes time. Collecting things takes time. And, you know, people want to
So it
just play the
should
game to
be
farm.
yeah.
So, yeah, I
But
mean,
it
you gotta
should
pay
be
for it.
you should pay for like the convenience as well. You know.
Here's another one for you. G-rushes, right? Well,
Yeah.
why should you expect that, oh, well, you know, people are just going to be willing to fork up their G-rush bumper for you, right? How long does it take to get to 40? There's a reason why not everyone's making G-rush bumpers for everyone else, right? You know,
Right.
ZZZ was willing to do this, and he was trying to sell it as like some, well, it makes sense, right? Like that's a fair way to make money off of people, because you got people like Luma who don't want to go and level their characters from 1 to 80, then well yeah, like pay somebody to do it.
In a previous ladder, I paid is for a bumper.
Yeah, no, it makes sense because yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course.
I
Here's
think I
another,
read the thread the posted about that, and I think he got a pretty good response. I think most people were like, "Oh, hey, this is cool."
the leveling service. The leveling service, yeah, the leveling service. He did get some pretty good responses on that, but I know that there's like people who have shit on him for other things too, like token costs, for example, or like him trying
Oh
to.
my god, I read about this. How the hell did you guys manage to have drama about the cost of a token? How did you? How did that happen?
Well, how much did he want?
Mal.
That's fair.
Yeah, it is.
In the first few weeks of ladder, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm not 100% sure I had the drama right, but what I've constructed from threads is it's not just that he was asking Mal, it's that he was berating other people for charging less than Mal. And that's the behavior people were really upset about. That he was trying to like enforce this Mal is the price, you're an idiot if you sell it for an or a pole. And that's really what got people heated, I think.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I
don't know.
mean, I personally I took the same stance for like torches. People were selling them for gold. I was like, "What are you guys doing? You should be selling higher." And nobody flamed me for that. So I mean, you know, it's unfair for him.
I don't know. I think yeah.
Because
I
like
just don't understand
his
how
game-
anyone can have drama about the price of a token. Just
yeah, but in that case, like it's you know I when I said what I said, it was in people's interests favor, like you know, so they didn't say anything. But with the tokens, I guess people were mad because it inconvenienced them. But like down, if you look at it, it's the same thing. But I didn't get in trouble, but he did. It's weird, you know.
Sorry. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to quickly like give some context to Geisha, right? Is that right? Geisha. Geisha.
Geisha.
Geisha. Got it. So Geisha was asking, what is a bumper? How does that work? Ah. So normally, Geisha, in order to get to
Geisha.
Geisha,
Fucking hell, dude.
it
Not
takes a while to
Geisha.
get used to. You have to bear with me on this one for a little bit. I'll just call him the Fat. Like, probably easier that way. Anyway, so normally when you're playing through the game, right? In order to do the Ancients quest, Act 5, there's the Ancients, whatever it's called, Rite of Passage. You need to be level 20 to get credited for that quest in normal, and then level 40 to get credited for it in Nightmare. But if you have somebody who can be in the throne room and then go and get those quests for those difficulty levels, you can bypass that requirement and go into the next difficulty without having to be the required level. So that's what's called a glitch rush. And what people do with this is they bring their characters into Hell difficulty, and then they try to run Chaos Sanctuary, or they just try to level their side characters in Hell. Like, you could even level your character in, like, I don't know, Ancient Tunnels or Pits if you wanted to. And it's way faster than trying to, like, go into Trist, and then go into Tombs, and then do Cows, and then do Norm Bales and Nightmare Bales until 40 or 60 or whatever. So... that's why level 40 characters who haven't done the normal Bale quest can actually be valuable, because you can get other tunes or other characters that you want to make into Hell difficulty so that you can level them a lot more quickly than you would be able to under normal circumstances in normal and nightmare difficulties. So that's the idea behind a bumper. So just wanted to bring that out there. And ZZ was saying that was Dan Bam on the tokens. Now I was asking Mal, and people told me it was too much. Then purposely didn't want to pay Mal, made a big deal. They got a couple for yeah, I don't know. I was trying to buy essences. Okay, well thank you for clearing that up. Don't want to get my stories mixed up here. Yeah, you're welcome. Geisha? Is that right?
He did it! Hey!
Hey! I'm trying to get used to it, but anyway, sorry. I'm gonna let you guys talk now because yeah, that's all I wanted.
To be honest,
yeah.
I feel like ZZ was a bit more like everyone was just jumped on him, and they were. I think he didn't deserve the treatment he got.
I mean, there were things that people argued about where I can see where they're coming from, but what kind of pissed me off was there were people who had nothing to do with some of the arguments he got into with others, right? Yeah. And they had nothing to really contribute to those discussions, save for, oh, get fucked. That like legit. That was what some of the responses he got devolved into. That was what pissed me off the most. And I don't normally get riled up for something like that, but man, like I'm just chilling. I was reading through Discord because I couldn't actually play that day. I was out. And then all of a sudden, like, I see, like, ZZ trying to make some trades, and people disagreeing with prices. That's fine. And then all of a sudden, this guy comes out of fucking nowhere, and he's like, fucking ZZZ, like, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I'm like, okay, man, like, I've never seen you, and you have absolutely nothing to do with this discussion, and you're just here to basically fuck with ZZZ, and you have, like, that's not... That isn't something that people should be doing. Like, just calling people out for Metal Grid.
That's something that mods should step in for, though, and they
did.
Don't.
They did. No, that time they did. That time they did, because it was getting ridiculous. I mean, that's what... I don't know.
It did, but at the end of it, too late. They should have stopped it when it started,
The mods are a different discussion, I think. Like... I don't know. Like, I see where you're coming from, but...
Well, I lost all my chances of becoming a mod now. Like, there's no way they're gonna make me one. There's just no way. We're doomed.
I have some comments about one of the things ZZZ went on about. Just the room breaking thing. I want to say categorically, 2 goals for a Vex is a scam. The 2 goals guy is getting screwed. Same thing, 2 Vexes for an Ohm. Vex guy is getting screwed. And honestly, it doesn't even have that much to do with the anything. It has to do with just making it easier to make trades when you have change. That's like the huge reason it's a mega scam.
Well, I agree that goal should be 0.5 and that Vex should be 1. Just the same as Ohm, personally.
And I'll say more, is that this is something that screws noobs the most. Because noobs here, this line that gets parroted, that 2 goals is worth a Vex, 2 Vex is worth an Ohm, blah blah blah. And they say, okay, I'm going to make trades like this. And so they'll see some well-known name who seems respected, looking for a room break, and they'll say, okay, that's a fair deal. Maybe I want to, go interact with this well-known person. I have what he wants. I'll go make a trade with him. You know what I mean? And so they do the trade. Guy trades his 2 goals for a Vex. And then, the reason this is so fucked is...
Tell me more.
Okay, I'll tell you why.
Oh, here we go. Oh, man.
Okay. The reason this is fucked is because then, when it's time for the new guy, he says, "Hey, I need some change for my Vex. I'd like 2 goals." You know what? That veteran player is not going to give him 2 goals because the veteran player knows he would rather have the 2 fucking goals. So this new guy got conned into doing the trade one way, and then he doesn't get to undo his trade the way he was promised it would work. That's why I don't like it. That's why I don't think it's fair.
But that's just like the general cutthroat / trade way of doing things.
Oh man, it's a new era. Goal 0.5, Vex equals goal list. Everything moves up 1. Burr, Jaw, 6 to 7.
Yeah, why not? But you would have to like make a post and make it official.
Nah, the only thing it takes is that I have to start taking Vex and Ohm together as 1, and then treating goal as 0.5. So basically, I'll be buying at a loss and selling at a loss for a while until other people accept that as commonplace currency.
I'm with Dan on this one, actually. It's tempting to do the same thing, like, just because I kind of agree with this stance right now. I'm still thinking about it.
My only point is, would you be happy on both sides of the trade? If you would be happy on either side of the trade, depending on your circumstance, that's cool. But I think the way rune breaks have traditionally worked my time in Slash is that new people break experienced people's runes, and experienced people then have the change. And it doesn't go the other way around. So it's not a trade you would make on both sides, and that's a little fucked.
It depends. I mean, sometimes I need a break. Typically, I'm farming enough that I find low currency, but every once in a while I don't have low currency. I don't have a use for a high rune, so I break it, but it's rare, more rare.
Right, but what I'm saying is, you see just some random guy in the chat saying he needs his Vex poke, you've never met this guy before. How excited are you to break this guy's Vex for 2 goals? I mean,
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I only need, like, I'll typically only roll 1 Hodo a ladder.
Exactly, so I'm just saying it shouldn't go the other way around either. Experienced players shouldn't expect to get their runes broken at 2 to 1. You know, for Gold Vex Ohm in particular.
I mean, there's times when I really do need the change to buy something, and I'll like break a Sur at 2, you know, just because I need, you know, it really depends on the situation. But as far as like the gold rune being Annie, I think there's still a few growing pains from that, and people aren't really associating the growing pains and like Vex prices, you know, because clearly gold now is used. It is never cubed up, rarely cubed up. You would much rather just make an Annie than cube it up to a Vex, 100% of the time almost. So there's going to be, I think, just less Vexes in general. You can get a Vex off of Hellforge, right? No, you can only get gold.
Yeah, you can only
That's
have
right.
to gold.
But like, regardless, Vex has more uses than Ohm, and it's slightly more rare than Ohm. But because I can't buy it, I can't buy a Vex at 1 and sell it at 1. I could only sell it at 0.5. So it would just be me taking a loss for a few ladders, I think. Which I'm fine with, I think. I mean, I think even early ladder, people see that happen. Vex is treated as 1. Nobody trades a fucking Vex for an Ohm early ladder. There's even traded an Ohm for a Vex early ladder.
No, man, Vex Gull for Ohm. That's the way to go. Like, right? But that, hey, don't laugh at me. That's the prices. That's what the rune system is saying. Vex Gull for Ohm, right? Right?
Nobody would do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the situation right now. To be honest, people would have a couple seasons ago, maybe, right? A couple seasons
prior to the Annie change,
that's the big thing. Like like before they had the 2 gulls into gull into declone. It makes sense that I guess people would go gulls into Vexes because gull wasn't really used into anything, right?
Exactly.
But because in the past, like, no one had a use for gull, so that's why the rune value system is the way it is, and people just
held on
that's for 5 years.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
That's a very, very good point.
That's how the rune system, I think why the rune system developed into that, because everyone's just like, now at this point, no one like the gull runes are actually used for analysis, so there's a gull sync as opposed to in the past where it was like 2 gulls would just go into a vex, and then that's I guess why 2 vexes climbed up to an ohm. But now it's just gull for Annie, and then vex is, you know, vex is a vex. I think the easiest way to solve this, and this is its own discussion, but make the declone ohm instead of gull. Imagine what happens after that.
No, it still needs time to work itself out, but the fucking water will level out, you know? It just takes a little time. It's only been like, what, 2 or 3 ladders? 3 ladders?
Oh, no. It's been much longer. It's been... I'm trying to think. I haven't even like played the last 2. And I had played like 2 or 3. So at least 4 with the goal spawning.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, a year and a half? A year?
Yeah, that sounds more right.
Yeah, or 5 or 6 maybe even.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But that's, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I guess it just takes a long time.
Oh yeah, I think so. It's hard to get people used to be like, people want to stick to what tradition dictates. I think it's hard to really pry them off of that, especially if they feel like they're taking it a loss. If everyone believes that something's the case, then well, you know, it's going to be hard to try to convince them otherwise. That's why we're in the situation we are right now when we're trying to tell people like, okay, like Vex versus Ohm, right? Like Vex should be worth roughly as much as Ohm. But I don't know. ZZ was also saying he needs to make a CTA. Well, funny enough, I think a lot more people also make CTAs than we give it credit for.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, because you know, I think we're both the same way. I don't want to fucking make a CTA. 1, because I lose out on Ohm, and 2, because I don't want like a budget, not budget, but like I don't want to discount CTA. You know, like I don't want to discount battle orders. I actually want like my plus 150% life off of like a real bow barb. That's just me. But a lot of people don't like to multi-box like a second window for a bow barb. So people do still make CTAs, I guess. So that's just something else I'm bringing up too.
I make CTAs for certain characters, you know? Like I'll make it for the Pit's Necro only. Or I'll make it for like a Windy Druid to only run AT or something like that.
I make CTA all the time. All the time.
There's certain characters I do like an entire game run, and I won't use a CTA. I'll want the BO barb because it'll last about the entire length of the run. Like right now, I get a BO, and I do cows, pits, chaos, halls of pain, Nilithak, worldstone, Bale waves, Bale, and that's about the length of my BO.
What character are you using? CE Necro?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, last season you went hammered into start. Yo, man, last season you went hammered into start. I don't know. I figure maybe one day you might get.
This season I went hammered into start, and I was part of that 8-man.
Yeah, I remember that.
The 8-man tally group. That was fucking hilarious.
Did you guys upload that anywhere, by the way?
Just the very end of it.
I see.
8-hour reset, bro.
8-hour reset. That's pretty good. That's faster than some people made it. And
we had to we were gonna go Holy Shock all the way through, and then Nightmare. It was so fast, dude. It was so fast. I couldn't believe how fast it was in Nightmare. And then it just fell off super hard in Hell.
It's almost faster than our reset.
Ours is 5 hours.
You had a 7-hour reset?
No. We had a 5-hour reset, actually.
That's not bad. That's about average.
Yeah. Could have done much faster, but teleport sort was struggling.
Done in 8 hours, bro. It wasn't 8 hours long, huh?
I'm used to like 4.5 hours or 4 hours.
Oh, look at you.
And I don't even do anything. I just sit there.
Boiled, what it sounds like.
Definitely.
Yeah, Elite JT was saying he uses a CTA, and ZZ was saying there's people who make them, but it's not like VNet, where everyone makes one for every character, and you see them being constantly resold. Like,
I rolled 2 this ladder, oddly enough.
Hmm.
Because I rolled a 2, and then I rolled a 1. I was like, I gotta roll a better one than this. And then I rolled it. I was like, I better stop here.
Well, I mean,
No, I
it's all
think
uphill
there's
from
no
there.
zero,
You can't go. Yeah, you can't get any worse than one,
That one
man.
next.
Like,
Is there a -1 BOCTA that you can roll?
I mean, if it's a thing, then Dan will do it in the next try, right?
Yeah.
So.
There's
I
a way to
think
fuck it up, dude.
It's the only season I'm not making a CTA. Because like I have so many items. I have like 2 items on my Switch that I cycle through, and I don't want to like juggle with like a third one, so I don't make a CTA. It's the only season I'm not making one.
I haven't found an orange box yet. I'm kind of a little bit annoyed right now.
Wait, does Trex count as orange?
Oh. Pretty much
Technically,
the only thing I'll count as
yes.
orange.
Like,
No,
no,
I
man.
Have, I have my own.
Listen,
you know, like,
listen. No, I hear you. I'm just saying though, like the general map pack for some reason lists Arachnid and Trex as orange box. I think it's
it
F
does.
Trex.
Yes.
But
yes.
but yeah, when you guys say that, yeah, like that shit does not count as an orange box. Hey, I kind of like I agree. Like you can't
Well,
put
here-
Tyrion's
here-
might in the same boat as a fucking Arachnid sash.
Let me ask, what is the orange boxes? What are they?
For me, my orange boxes would be probably Griffins, D-Web, Fathom. Those are the big 3.
COA.
What else?
And then, I mean, I've never found a Tyraels, so
Yeah, you did.
that would be another orange box, but I've never found it, so it's
Yeah, you did. You did like just a few days ago, wasn't that?
No, that was
wasn't
current.
you.
that's great.
Oh, okay, right. Sorry.
Orange.
Yeah, dude, that would be sick to find. Oh my god.
Yeah. Unique Sacred Armor is an orange box, regardless of whether it's Templars or Tyraels.
Yeah, it IDs differently.
Yeah. Zizi was saying Ethtrex are like Gulvex. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not even talking about item values. I'm just saying, like on the on the map hack, Trex are or Ethtrex are displayed as an orange square. There's items that are worth.
Eth Andes will show up as orange, I believe, as well.
Eth Andes, yeah, there you go.
On that item.
There are some
usually orange.
there are some unique items I think that are worth like Ohm that don't get displayed on the map hack as an orange box. So I don't know. It's kind of weird how that
That's
works.
Death Cleaver.
There were 2 items we were missing. That's one of them.
I think the list is. I don't know about Mang songs though. I've never seen Mang songs or any unique
I
Archon
found
stuff.
one, but it doesn't. Map pack that I was using, it just shows up as like a regular gold box.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Well, that's nice to know.
Yep.
Well, yeah. D-Fathom, Griffs, D-Web, of course. COA shows up as an orange box.
Oh, that's right. Ah, fuck. I consider that an orange box.
Yeah, I said
for
COA.
sure.
Templars and Tyraels are both oranges. Like, just listing what I know as oranges, okay? Not whether or not they deserve to be oranges or not. Anyway, so Templars, Tyraels, so that makes 6. Trex Ev Andes makes 8. And then I think
Another
that's...
F item.
Huh? What?
There's another F item that's in the list.
Andes.
Evlenemo,
There's
of
that.
course. Yo, guys, I found an Evlenemo at the start of the season, day 1. I found an Evlenemo.
That's not what I had in mind. It's a weapon.
Oh, seriously? Oh, well, my bad. I guess that makes 9.
It's a weapon that's good for 1 character.
Oh, Astrians.
Polearm?
No? Oh, Tomb Reaver, of
Tomb Reaver.
course.
Yeah.
Does it show up orange for you? I don't know if I've
Yeah.
ever seen it. It
I
only
found a
shows up
couple.
orange if
They all sucked.
death.
Yeah.
I've never found an
Only-
Eth Tomb Reaver, so... Wait, well, actually, I think I did find an Eth Tomb Reaver, but it didn't come with 3 sockets, so...
I found one in my first letter here, and from Battle.net, nobody cares about them. So I vendored it. Then I found out a couple months later that it was worth something. I didn't say anything. I kept it quiet, tight-lipped. You know, I was like, nobody needs to know about this.
That's okay. Glad
Yeah.
you shared. I mean, look. my noob days, I remember, like, Dan was one of the people who brought this up to me. I remember putting up for trade on the subreddit. It was a 2 assassin, like, plus res, plus life, plus mana, plus strength circlet. Okay, I was like, dude, this is the most beastly fucking circlet I've ever found. And it doesn't have the most important stat, FCR. And I would sit there and be like, oh, dude, it doesn't have FCR, but assassins don't need FCR because they need IAS. And I'm sitting there expecting to make fucking bank off this circlet, and then everyone's telling me that this shit's fucking worthless. Oh, it was so good. I remember that. Dan was one of the people who was in that thread too. I remember. It was so good. And I was just like, yeah, you were there. Here, I'll pull it up for you. I'll legit pull it for you. Because this is one of my first threads, dude. Like, you'll
I gotta
laugh.
see this.
Okay, hold on. Since we're sharing, because this shit's fucking hilarious.
Although I will say, every circle that's posted, I'm just like, it's just not that good.
Because most of them aren't good. I mean, that's
it's not that good.
Yeah, most of them just aren't. Shaco's a good item. It's hard to beat it.
Yeah, I mean, I found maybe 2 or 3 good circlets the entire time I've been on the server. And
Oh, I found it. Oh shit. Okay, I remember. I labeled it as a sexy GG assassin circle.
Oh, that's...
Yo, can I?
Don't throw the word GG in there, dude. I'll fucking get triggered.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Here, let me see what you said. Oh man. Oh wait, no. Even Gooznarg was in this post.
Oh, what did I say?
Oh shit.
Dude, you even
hold on.
socketed the thing.
Oh, but
I did.
okay, I didn't say anything mean though.
Oh yeah. This is what here. This is what Dan's. Okay, you know what? I'm actually pulling this shit up. One sec. I actually have to show this. Like, I need to reflect on my life failures here. All right.
But dude, you put a socket in it even.
I did. I was curious if anyone would notice. But
I don't see.
okay. I put it on my Twitch chat here. I'll copy it over to you. I'll send it over to you on Discord. Where are you? There you go. You gotta see this fucking thread, dude. Like, oh, nope. Sorry, wait. That's the circlet. There you go. There. You gotta. Okay, so.
It's a lot of mana.
Yeah, it was a pretty sexy circlet, I think. Just didn't have the FCR, so fucking rip. And anyway, Gooznarg was like, yeah, no well, actually, he didn't really diss the circlet, though, but he did comment on it. Let's try to see what else. Yeah, Strong was the one who told me straight up that it was shit. And then of course... Dan was saying, well, if it's GG, I'll take it. How much for it?
I even say it right here. GG is what lost him this one. Saying GG.
There you go. I didn't even see that.
That's a very,
it was a
very
learning
hollow
experience.
term, you know. Very, it's a reverent term.
Hey man, it was a GG circlet, okay? It was GG. I don't want to hear it. It was... and the best part is I had to actually defend the fucking thing,
It was still
too.
good. I mean, it wasn't bad.
No, it was good, but definitely not GG.
You see some of the rings that people post in here. They're like, "Oh my god, so beautiful," and I'm like, "Why? It's a piece of trash," you know. So I mean, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, he was saying that Shaco out of 10 picture. I don't know, man. Let me actually see this. This didn't even. Oh. Somebody actually posted this photo too. Like, I don't know. I got so much shit for this post. This is like I think my first or second season on Slash. Oh, those were the days.
Yeah, it's just say when you say GG, pretty much ends the day for you.
Well, I mean, sometimes at like 3 PNB, 20 FCR, a GG, I could say that. 220 Necro, circlet, with like some pretty good modifiers, or like a good amulet. I can say it as GG. But this trap circlet I learned very quickly was very much not GG. But that's okay, I learned from it, and now we can look back at it and laugh.
It's totally usable.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have a Shaco, you know. But then again, let's say you've already put on a monarch. You're not gonna put this circlet on respec. You know,
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
only like the only possible conceivable use is like pre-Shaco. You're not high enough level with enough strength to put on a monarch, and then you put this on level up, put on a monarch. You know, it's like a very very small window where this is like, this is so helpful.
Even ZZZ is making fun of me now. Assassins don't need FCR though. That's well, mocking what
Oh,
I
what
said.
about teleport?
No, what I
Not
said was
unwise.
yes, because assassins really need FCR on circlets. Yeah, I know. No, he was mocking me because that's what I said. Yep. Back in the days where I didn't think about teleporting assassins. Yeah, well. I don't know. So yeah, teleport definitely. Yes, Coaster. That's but I didn't know this for many years ago, so learned the hard way. Let's see, Elite linked another thing here. Oh, damn. Oh, that's a pretty good circlet. Where did that one come from? Oh, Elite. Was it from the same thread? Also, congrats on the 319.7 MFSC. Anyway, carry on with the conversation. Just want to talk to Elite JT quickly. And ZZZ also was saying, yeah, guess they're the rarest. Here's an unpopular opinion, okay, Dan, and I think this one's gonna trigger you. What do you think
He
about?
left.
Huh? What? Oh, he left. Oh.
Yep.
Well, okay, I see how it is.
I'll see if I can get triggered.
Okay, sure, sounds good.
We'll see. I'll do my
Unpopular
best.
Didn't
opinion.
take that circlet. He had to go.
Unpopular opinion. Some of the boots that get sold on the subreddit go for way too little.
The tri-res boots?
Yeah, the Tri-Reds boots.
Yeah, of course. I agree. Like, let's say 30 faster run wall, 10 FHR, tri-res boots. I would give at least like 1.5 for a good pair like that. At least. 1.52. I think that's good, right? Yes?
Okay, so I can say from my perspective, I think they sell for the right price, which is very little, because at least for every kind of castery character I've ever played, it would take some really insane boots to make me take off altars. And those are just like so free. You just get them instantly, no effort. And to beat them is so tough. It's just most boots
Yeah,
just
but-
don't do it.
If you do get a pair that beats them, I would pay like good money for them, at least two. 1.52 for sure.
Uh,
'Cause they're so hard to find, man.
Yeah. Like I don't even ID them when I play. Like they 100% get left on the ground because
Really?
you just get no reward for picking them up. Almost no reward. Almost entirely just wasted time and effort.
Well, it depends what you're after, of course. Like, I guess the only point of Alger is like the fire resist, but like if you're going in a place that doesn't have fire
50 life, 40 faster one walk, more than you're gonna get on your boots.
I guess.
50 life is a lot of life.
You
Yes,
play
it
hardcore
is.
too, right? So the
I
value.
play whatever I want. I play both.
Okay.
Isn't your name in red in here?
Probably not anymore. I haven't typed anything to see, but probably not. They you have no idea how many times they've given me the Hardcore Plus title and removed it, given me it, removed it. I don't pay attention anymore. To be fair, I had like entirely left the server before I joined the top here, so I'm not sweating it too much. But yeah, I don't even know if my name is red right now. Is the message?
Well,
I
type
guess it's
something.
not.
Find out. Type something.
I'll let it be a mystery.
No, you must. I need to know.
The thing that kind of makes Elders like so perfect is that like I think every caster character I've made ends up bringing a spirit, which leaves you at a deficit with fire res, and you just fix it right up with the with others.
To be honest,
It's
it
wonderful.
depends on the build you make. I think I could see a few of my builds that would use Tri-Race boots.
I mean, like, if I could hero editor some, I would probably wear some too. But
Well, yeah.
as far as stuff that's actually been posted to Slash, it's pretty grim.
Shit! Oh, nice! Oh,
Nice.
sweet! Time to Charcy
Oh,
it, because no
yeah,
one's gonna
yeah.
buy it for 1.5.
Charcy it. Take a picture of it in like Avengers
Oh,
inventory. That's what I'm gonna start doing when I sell shit. I'm just gonna post it.
1.5. So is that a Vex and a goal? I don't know. That's what I just heard.
oh man.
Yeah, sell it to Dan for that much. He'll buy it. Actually, we had some new people that came over from POD who quit the server because trades were kind of dead for some time. They're still
Were there,
kind of dead.
Did anyone peek at how many players you had on reset night?
I mean, it doesn't mean anything for the recent night, but what you should look is after a
Well,
week.
sure, that gives you an idea of how big the season's going to be. I mean,
And,
sure it does. Yes, it does.
it doesn't.
The busiest. Yes, it does.
But to be honest, I don't think it does. You're saying like on reset night gives you a peek of how many people are going to be on for the season. Is that what you said?
No, but
Yeah, there's 100% a correlation there.
nah, they leave
100%.
after reset day, man.
No, because
But that happens every ladder. There's a predictable pattern of how people fall off.
Because I remember like last season, it looked pretty promising because there were like 400 plus people, and then WoW Classic came out, and then boom, the server became a fucking desert, like wasteland. Barren.
And now
Sure,
POD.
stuff like that can happen. That's
UCP
true.
POD
But that
came
doesn't
out.
mean there's not a pattern. Just because something happened once doesn't mean there's not a pattern.
Well, there's a new season of POD now, so not POD, League. Fuck, how do you call it? Path of Exile,
Path of Exile.
POE. So now everyone's playing POE, and it's the same thing.
You have like, what is it? It's 4-month ladders, right? So it's like, there's always going to be something, right?
They're not gonna
There's
come
usually
back
something.
after later down the line. They're not gonna come back later. They're done. I mean, I was talking to Naoko like yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, well, I just got a bunch of high runes because all my friends quit because they went to play a POE, and Corey quit as well, and so many
Yeah.
people quit." So I don't think that.
That always happens. That does always
Yeah.
happen when new games
Okay,
come, but that doesn't mean there's not a pattern.
I don't think that the reading you get out of ladder reset is indicative of anything.
Well, I'm telling you, the busiest seasons we've ever had were also the busiest on reset night.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also the laziest seasons we've ever had are also the laziest on reset night. There's
We had like 600, 500 and something this season.
it's not too bad, but it doesn't look super active to me. It looks
Well,
pretty,
see, that's my point. That's my point. We had like 500 something and reset day, and now we have like nobody. We don't have
was
nobody.
it like
There's some
2 weeks
people-
ago?
Yeah, something like that. But it's that new Path of Exile season. Oh my God, F Dirk.
How many are on right now? I don't think I can see on Reddit anymore.
256. I just checked. It says 256 users online, 83 games, 45 channels.
Alright, I think I have to log in to see it.
Yeah, but that doesn't consider like a.
Multi-box. Yeah. Let me think. I'm trying to match that up against other numbers. It's not great. Sunday afternoon, evening. That's not great.
I know that some I was talking to some players and they were discouraged by like the lack of trades this season. Like nobody wants to buy anything.
This is Goosenard.
Nobody has found my freaking bow yet. So I'm gonna have to use like a non-ED bow for my things. It breaks my heart.
What are you trying to make? I'll try not to be judgmental.
I'm gonna make a rune word out of a bow, but I need a 12 to 15 ED like GMB because I'm a strafe zone, so I do need the ED, but nobody wants to nobody has found one, and there has been one that's been traded for an ohm. The person who bought it went to me and were like, "Yeah, I'll sell it to you for a bear rune," but without actually wanting to sell it to me. On my
Okay,
trade
I see.
offer.
It's kind of fucking with you.
Yeah, well, I didn't take too well to it, to be honest. It's like if they do that on my post, someone else who might have it will come down to it. We'll see that, and they'll be like, "Oh well, I'm not gonna do less than that," and I'm gonna be like, "Well, shit, I can't pay that." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a pretty dick.
I'm a little skeptical. You say a rune word. I feel like it's something you're ashamed that you're gonna
It's not
make.
the rune word that matters. It's the base
Okay.
that matters.
Okay.
It's a base that everyone wants,
Hmm.
but I mean everyone who has a boson.
No. Just trying to make a faith or something boring like that.
But like a baron for a freaking base? That's a bit much. I was paying Sir. It was sold for an ohm. And yeah.
Yeah.
I had a friend who came from POD and he was doing bug Duriel. His name was inscribed. He was doing bug Duriel. He found like so many Iraqs and many facets and many items, and nobody wanted to buy any of what he had to offer, so he quit. I think he quit because I haven't seen him in a while.
I mean, I haven't paid close enough attention to this letter to really be sure, but I feel like you should be able to sell those things in the first couple weeks.
Yeah, but nobody buys anything. Like Dan was saying the same thing earlier. Like nobody buys anything at this ladder. I don't know what the hell is going on. Everyone's like self found or something.
D2, you're like subbed to chat, right? Because I'm like, I don't think I've seen a single message come through
Yeah,
chat while I've been
no,
watching.
I unsubbed out of it for today.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't really in the mood to sit there and sift through people fighting out some stupid shit today. I just wanted to play for a change.
There's no fights. There's no fights.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Yeah. I have a question for you, actually. Did you ever manage to get the trade chat to work for you? Mine doesn't work. I can't see what the people offer on it. Like I can't
I'm
see
not gonna
shit.
lie to you. At the time when you were trying to get it to work, mine was working. Now
Okay.
my trade chat no longer works.
Okay. So I'm not the only one who doesn't like get any response from the trade chat.
Yeah, not at the moment anyway.
Okay, good.
Hey, Coaster.
Yes.
In this thread, D2 just like, it looks like this guy didn't even manage to sell his GMB. Maybe he still has it.
Yeah, but it's the guy that I had a big fight with, so
Oh, okay, you're fucked.
shove it up his ass.
Okay.
Actually, the reason why I got mad initially, like why I fought him so hard, was because of that dick move he did. You know, I was already sour because of that. So that was like fuel to the fire kind of thing.
I see.
Yeah. It's okay. I'll just use a regular like non-ED, and my character won't be as strong as she could be, but I just want to wrap things up. To be honest, I don't like Amazons, so I'm just gonna make it. I don't care if it's not perfect, whatever. I'm just gonna half-ass it, and that's it. I think that's fair, right? Right?
I mean, that works.
You need to come back here, man. I need my purple crow.
That's something else I have to say about this ladder is that, like, it seems a little bit unfortunate to me that they would start a new ladder and say, "Oh, hey guys, by the way, a couple of weeks later, we're gonna make a major improvement to the server. We're not doing it now, but it's gonna come later."
I
feel
think
like
the reason they've done it like that because they don't know how it's experimental, so they don't know if it's gonna crap on them or not. So that's why they made it like that.
I get.
Yeah, I'm pretty on board with that, but
This thing has been in the works for a long time.
Yeah, it is. I'm I'm not gonna since
Yeah.
D2 is streaming. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say.
I appreciate it. That's yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I just feel like that's probably gonna have some kind of dampening effect. Like, you tell people, "Hey, we're about to make a huge improvement, but we're not gonna do it just yet." Maybe people want to wait for the huge improvement.
I mean, based on their circumstances, I can understand why they would be cautious,
Gotta go for it at some point.
especially given that they're working
Valid.
with like old code and whatnot.
Yeah, to be honest, I get it. I get that they're not like they don't want to just like throw in this improvement if they're not sure how it's gonna work. The timing, I'd say, probably would have been better if they had been able to get it to work, like before the reset. Of course, I'm curious to see how many people we would have had then. But-
Well, that was my question to Minsky. I was like, like the ladder is like X amount of, like 4 months long, and by the end of the ladder, nobody actually plays. Like there's like one or two users. Why not do the testing then instead of like waiting after the ladder? And he didn't have a response from me. He just ignored me pretty much. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That's what I would do if I was a server, admin. I would just test it like before, so that's, Anyway.
No, I get what
like
you're saying. I understand. Well, that's fair. That's a fair statement to make. I mean, it's not like you're trying to shit on anybody. It's just, it's the point you're trying to
No.
bring up, right?
I'm just curious as to why it wasn't like why it is not an option, because like I can't see what they see, right? So there's probably a reason why there's like they didn't consider that, and I wonder what it is. Assuming that
Okay,
it's not,
I censored myself. I wasn't even gonna be that bad, but I stopped myself.
assuming that it's not because they never thought about it.
Yeah.
Just,
Like, they probably
I
have
hope-
a reason why they didn't, aside from, like, we were too lazy to do it. So, it's like, what is it? Just out of
I
curiosity,
was
right?
going to read off Varus playing World of Warcraft Classic. That's. I'm not saying that's why it didn't get done. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's what he's doing right now. I'm sorry.
you blew it.
I don't blame him anyway. It's a good game.
I mean, honestly, the thing is, too, it's, they have their own things that they do. Like, this is like a side thing for them. It's not a job for them. So, like, if it were, like, something that they were regularly maintaining, like if it were, World of Warcraft Classic, where people are actually, actively being paid, like that's kind of their careers, right? Then I guess probably like we could expect these updates to come more frequently. But I mean, they just make the updates whenever they have free time and they feel like doing it. So I don't know.
Yeah, but still, end of ladder I think is the best time to test.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I
They-
never said this, but I was kind of curious about that too, actually.
They can even like I know like they can do stress tests during the end of season. I know they can simulate like a bunch of users connecting at the same time.
That's actually
But-
true.
They don't. I haven't like I've been paying attention. I've never heard of them making any of that. They just let it die down and they put down like a new ladder thing, and then that's when they start like implementing new things and testing out new things on the ladder day. And I'm like, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Like you would test before when it's dead, and then I don't know. Maybe that's not how it works. I don't know how it works. I'm not a coder, so I don't do programming. So I don't want to put like I don't want to accuse them of anything because I don't know the subject, the topic.
Oh, to be fair, I would expect people to whatever they do, it's probably gonna get broken on reset night. It's pretty likely. I mean, that's not even a diss to them. It's just you put a whole bunch of people trying something new. It's probably gonna break somehow.
Well, this ladder reset was all right. It was very laggy, but all right. Like we were able to like rekeybind our spells without dropping. That was nice. I mean it. I'm serious. That was nice.
I think you want to go get your merc.
Yeah, I realized that after I started swinging at him. I figured I'd do it after, but I should have just done it before and come back. I think that would have been quicker.
Stupid Merc keeps dying all the time. Costs me a fortune.
Want some gold?
Hmm?
Want some gold? I have quite a bit now.
I'm all right. I'm trying to like stack gold so I can gamble for hopefully that circlet. But she keeps dying, so she always sets me back in my gambling sessions. I put a plague on her, and it doesn't proc as often as I thought it would. Maybe it's because she's a ranger and not like a melee user.
It counts when you're hit, right?
Yeah, it's 20% chance. So,
Yeah.
but she's a ranger, so she's not always like in the action. I think that's why. If she
Oh,
was
yeah?
like a meleeer, huh?
I said, well, yeah. Of course, that's gonna make it proc less often.
Yeah.
That's another thing, by the way. We waited a year and a half for the price of gold to catch up with change. How long do we have to wait for the price of Chan to skyrocket now? Now that we've changed that. Who knows?
It's not all that powerful, to be honest.
I know.
It should at least. I think Champ should be 1 because like it works as a D-web, and it works fairly well. So I mean, it depends on. I guess listen, it depends on the season. It depends if there's a lot of Venomancers or not.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna ask. How much are people offering for Cham right now?
0.5.
Still
Some of them
0.5?
have tried to like. Some of them. I just bought a Cham like not long ago. Some were asking for 2. A few like chimed in together and asked for 2, and I resisted. I said I'm not offering more than 0.5. They were like, "Well, fuck yourself," and I was like, "All right." I waited 2-3 days, and then I still said I wanted to buy one for 0.5, and I got 3 offers. So yeah, 0.5. Because I feel a lot of.
You feel a lot of what, sorry? You cut out there. Hello?
Can you not hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you.
I said a lot of people have tested the Plague Rune Word, and they probably didn't come up with like any build that's like sustainable or like efficient. So they lost like I don't know. It's not like as OP as people thought it was. So it's not as used. Like you can't use it for everything. Like it can be a poor man's infinity, but like by the time you get that Cham, like most of the time you're gonna have an infinity because Cham is pretty rare to begin with.
Unless you're trading Vex for it at the moment, I guess. But yeah, no.
Yeah, but I mean like
yeah.
early ladder, not everyone's gonna have a Cham. So you as a player, you have more. If you're a sorceress or whatnot, you have more chance of like making an infinity than getting a Cham. So I don't know. Like so far, Chams are 0.5. I've got mine. I've got 2 for 0.5. and no, I see no one asking for chams. Like nobody's buying chams except me. Well, I would, but I'm poor, so.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's one reason I was okay with them introducing Cham too. Like, it's not really all that like overpowered in my opinion. Like it's not like, oh well shit, now there's this item plague in the game. Now everyone's gonna use it. It's like, okay, well, what builds are really using it right now that are mainstream, right? And the only answer right now that we have is a poison necro. And
Yep.
I think Corey was trying to work on his own build that uses
Yeah, but it was a
plague.
failure. He was trying to make a Nova sword that would
yeah, yeah.
capitalize on it, but it didn't work out.
I see. So, what were the others saying here? Plague isn't a viable work weapon, IMO.
Uh, Actually,
Yeah, sorry, yeah, what were you
I
gonna
would
say?
say that a fire sword would probably make good use of a plague, actually, or any kind of fire-based character, because then you can combine it to something to
Yeah.
get like to break the fire immunity, which is pretty hard to do.
Actually, yeah, this is one of the things I came up with. That's why I ran the math behind it, or a bit of math behind it. You can break everything up to like 130 fire res, like everything under 130 fire res. If you come across, like basically you can't do chaos, or places where the monsters have like extra high fire immunity.
You're talking about with both Infinity and the thing,
Yeah,
right?
if you go Infinity and
Okay.
Plague, like this is something that I was hypothesizing about. Are you able to combine Conviction with Plague's lower res and
Yes.
break the immunity of more monsters in mainstream
On,
areas?
Only to break immunity. Once past that, it works weirdly, but it's not like it doesn't stack unless for breaking immunities. For that, there's like a big penalty to it.
It's both added up and then divide by five or divide by five. Like that's whatever. Like I don't know.
You can break some additional stuff, but I don't think it helps that much. Like I don't think it
It
gets
depends
you
where you're
anywhere
farming.
good.
There's some monsters that have like 120 fire
Right,
res.
but name the good spot. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Name the
yeah,
good spot.
that's
It
the
opens
thing.
up.
That's something that I would leave Coaster to do because I like as far as mainstream areas are concerned, like you still would never take a fire sword to like pits with that. I think I know chaos.
Actually,
Yeah, sorry.
personally, I made a fire Zealer that could potentially be converted into a Hydra Paladin, and he uses the plague.
Here, hold on a second, Kay. I'm curious about something. Just in terms of mainstream areas, because I can't list out all of them. I just want to see like what's the fire res on a Devilkin, like in the pit. Let's start off with that. Okay, so with Plague and Infinity, you could actually run the pits with a fire sword.
Is that a...
I mean, hey man, we're just hypothesizing here. All right. Well, let's try Ancient Tunnels because I know Ancient Tunnels has invaders. Here, invader. Ancient Tunnels, 110. So Infinity alone, you could break their fire immunity actually. But I think it's just Chaos then. You can't really run Chaos with Fire Sword still. With Plague Infinity. But I mean, hey, I guess it could be useful if you want to go that route. I don't know.
Right. So I guess I understand this isn't going to be like how you or how everyone else necessarily views it, but how I view that is you just told me if you get an Infinity, then you can do the pit, and I'm like, yeah.
No.
You can do the pit if you have
Hold on.
Infinity.
Listen. Infinity won't allow you to kill the Devilkins because they have 120 fire res.
Okay, if you have Infinity and also a Cham, then you can do the
Yeah,
pit.
yeah, exactly.
That's still the same point.
Yeah.
It's still the same point.
Sounds like something
Yeah,
for
you
me.
can do the pit if you have a couple birds. Like that's that's clear.
I'll do it. That
See,
sounds like something for me. I'm interested in testing like the limits of the game. I don't care about how expensive it is.
I think Guznar's just talking about, like, for most people, what would be the more practical uses of Plague. Practical in the sense that, like, if you need both an Infinity and a Plague to break fire immunes in the pit, then a Fire Sword still can't run pits early on. So there's, like, Plague doesn't really
Yeah,
help
but
that build.
it can run Mausoleum.
You can already run Mausoleum without a Plague.
Yeah, but if you encounter like a champion bag that's immune fire, you can break it.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to find like a way to use.
Yeah,
the
no,
plague.
I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like, not just trying to like shoot down your ideas. I'm like, I guess trying to weigh out both of what you guys are saying, and I think
Right.
I think
I have
Hmm?
I had one idea. I thought of playing Fire Sword one time.
Okay.
And for the record, I think this is a really stupid idea I'm about to go off on, but I had the idea. Okay. Okay, the premise of the idea is that all of like the ghost type mobs in the game, none of them have like any fire res. So they just die instantly if you touch them with fire. So the idea would be to just go to like a whole bunch of different ghost places. You go like Arcane Sanctuary, fucking the Tombs, the Countess Tower. You would go anywhere there are ghosts, and you would just fireball the ghosts. And somehow, maybe this is good because you kill a bunch of ghosts.
Well, it might.
I don't think it's actually good though.
Well, I mean, I was talking to ZZZ about it, and he thinks that Arcane Sanctuary is actually a pretty good place to farm, because there's a lot of ghosts, right? Like, yeah,
Where?
and you can run it
Where?
with a Fire Sword, so that seems pretty legit.
Where?
Arcane Sanctuary.
The problem with Arcane is that like
They might
they'll
die
die
off
like
the ledge,
out of
right?
yeah.
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 That's
Yeah.
the main issue there, but
So you lose like 70% of your drops all the time.
You have to get super pro at luring them.
Yeah, but
on
then you
some
lose,
platforms.
then you lose
Yeah, I know,
out on,
it's
like
garbage.
time.
I agree, it's garbage.
Plus, like the moon clans are immune to fire.
oh no, I'd forgotten about that. Well, maybe Plague can break that immunity.
Yeah, actually, it probably could. But then you could get sniped by those lightning spires.
They do that much damage? No. Never
Oh
feel
yeah,
like
they
it.
hurt.
Okay. Every time I get hit by a lightning spire, I'm just like, oh, that shit kind of tickles. It's getting whacked by the moon clans. That's always the scary part for me.
If you're gonna go for ghosts, you should go into the jail. I got a couple high runes from the jail.
The jail.
I found a cham. I found a cham in the
Cham
jail.
off of jail.
Yep, out of a barrel. I just popped the barrel and boom, cham.
I found out not too long ago, apparently Den of Evil drops every rune up to Cham. I did not know that. I always thought that, like Den of Evil max rune was like Ohm, but no, it's actually up to Cham. I was like, what the fuck?
Fucking Grover has the story of actually getting a job from there. Bitch.
Nice. Okay, hold on a sec. I haven't had a chance to chat with ZZ and Elite in a while. They've just been hanging out in the chat, so... and Anmac, too. So, let's see. Plague isn't a viable merc weapon, ZZ was saying. Honestly, I don't feel like it's a good merc weapon either. Like, for a couple of reasons. If you want to do some kind of strange build, that's great, but one of the reasons why a lot of people value Infinity and Insight and Obedience and Reaper's Toll, it's not just because they have like things like Decrep proc or Conviction Aura, but it's also because they have a lot of base damage, I feel like. So, in the case of Plague, it provides, I think it's no ED whatsoever, right? Correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys. But that means that the Merc just doesn't do very much damage by himself. So if you ever come across a monster that you can't really, like you want your Merc to be able to kill, he can't really do that. Damage to demons isn't a good substitute for ED on a weapon, so you're like doing shit for damage on your Merc. Like, that's already one problem. then you got to consider like, oh, well, you need a Cham, and on top of that, like, you don't really get as much out of it aside, or you don't get much out of it aside from lower res. So, both scuff no ED. Yeah, but at least the thing with Pride, I would argue, okay? The thing with Pride is, if you're using a Pride, you're already trying to boost your physical damage. Like, you remember my Boazon, like, okay, great. Like, my Merc doesn't do damage, but he doesn't really need to, because he's already boosting my physical damage, and I'm running the pits with that. But, if you're trying to use a Plague, you're probably using it for an Elemental Caster type build. And if you are using an elemental caster type build, then you're gonna want some kind of alternative to deal with monsters you can't normally kill with your fire spells or cold spells or lightning spells or poison, I guess, right? Like, so Plague, I guess you get the lower res to boost your own damage, but then your Merc can't do any physical damage to try and kill shit like that you can't normally kill. So it's something I have always wondered about, that no one mentioned about the Plague. And trying to see what else. Sorry, was somebody gonna say something?
The other point is that if you have a real weapon on your Merc, then he actually keeps himself alive with Life Leech.
Yeah, that's
you will
another
not be
thing.
doing with Plague.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, your Merc might just get mauled if that's the case. If you're just like throwing him like this jank weapon, like how is he gonna self-sustain? Okay, great. Like, he takes a few hits, he procs lower res in one pack, and then he might just die. What are you gonna do? Keep popping rejuves on him? Like, that's not very sustainable.
Hey, there's a question about facets. Did you ever manage to sell this poison facet?
I think the
No.
Damn.
argument for like the weapon being flimsy for like a Merc depends if it's melee or not. Like if you're using
Oh
like
yeah,
a
that's true.
caster or something, then they could use it.
That's true, but here's what I'm thinking, right? Like, your Merc, your Act 3 Merc, or... I'm trying to think of the different types of Mercs available.
Act 1 sucks, I can tell you
Okay,
right
fine.
now.
Well, let's take off
It's
Act 1 off
terrible.
the table then, just to make this easier. So...
Take them all off the table except Act 2.
Well, no,
Actually, Act
because...
3 is pretty good.
Yeah, the thing is, like, Coaster uses Act 3, and some other people use Act 3. And possibly even Act 5 with, like, Lawbringer. So it's like, okay, fine, let's try, like, let's consider this for a second, right? You said that one of the reasons your Act 3 Merc... Yeah, you said that one of the reasons why your Act 3 Merc was so strong last season was because he wouldn't just dive into a pack of monsters to get killed, right? Like, he would actually stay at a distance. Isn't Plague not an on-striking, but like, if you get hit while wearing a Plague, you pop lower res on...
Yeah, it's
on
all, it's
monsters?
when struck. So
Yeah.
even like
Yeah.
projectiles will trigger it.
Yeah. But if your Merc never really gets hit because they're being safe, right? Which makes sense. Then how will Plague ever trigger with its low res
Well,
part?
the thing is that with the Act 3 Merc, he does get hit. He has insane def to
Okay.
begin with. Also, he can freeze, so he still gets hit. But
Okay.
by the time he has insane life regen, so by the time like he'll get hit again, he'll regen his health basically.
Okay.
I think it depends on the build you make. I can see Plague working on an Act 3 Merc if you have a Paladin, or if you have like a Necro or something like that. But I don't see it working on everything.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, I just wanted to ask your take on it. Like, that was like a legit question. Like,
Well,
because I don't use Act 3 Mercs, so...
here's my take on Plague. It's definitely not as good as
People
we
think
thought it
it's-
would be,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's actually very hard to use.
Mhm.
Yep.
So just trying to see what else was here. Can't... So Can XO told me it happened in trade. I was out when it happened. I saw someone offer Sir plus D-Web for a burr. Interesting. Okay. People were looking for Chams at one point. The thing is, people actually offering 0.5 for Cham is an improvement, because before it was hard to get that. Yeah, that's true, actually. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, sometimes, like, people will be like, I have a Cham, and then they would have, like, there's no way they're getting 2 gulls for a fucking Cham, unless the person you're trading with is Coaster, then maybe. right? Because you love your chams. You'll trade 2 gulls for a cham. Like that's
Oh
fine.
yeah, for sure.
But
I'll
like
pay 1 for the champ.
yeah, but in some cases like if it were me, if I see a cham, like you can bet your ass I'm not going fucking gull for a cham. I don't care if people tell me it's it's point 0.5. Well, cham is hard to sell because no one needs that shit. Whereas people can at least use Vex for Hodo.
Sell to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, Coaster will take it for point 0.5, but and I mean, right now, here's the thing, you don't even have the currency for Cham, though. That's...
I kind of do actually. I
You
have
do?
5.
Oh, my mistake. Well,
I wouldn't buy them because I need my money for other things though.
yeah, that's fine. I mean, you could, but you're tied up with other stuff. But, I mean, that's not even the thing I'm getting at. Well, all I'm trying to say is, like ZZZ's right. Like, in the past, trying to go for 0.5 for Cham is, like, impossible to do. And I would always be like, I'm gonna go Gull-ist for... no, sorry. I'd want to trade my Cham, and people would only be willing to offer, like, Gull-ist for it, which, I can't blame them for. But Cham is just not always 0.5, as ZZZ is pointing out. Now, it's at least, you could go Cham for Vex, and that can easily be... That trade can more easily be made than before, but anyway, I guess that is an improvement. Infinity plus Plague, doesn't the Merc use Infinity? So there are some ways you can make that work. You could yourself use Plague, you could yourself use Infinity, and then you get your Merc to use the other one. That's how you do it. Now, of course, there are some trade-offs that come with this setup. Unless you're talking about just like... Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Infinity and Plague, 1 on you, 1 on your Merc is kind of what I was going for, but not enough Fire Pierce items. After you break immunity, then you also need Pierce. Yeah, I don't know. Phoenix isn't bad, I would say, as a Fire Pierce item on like a Fire Sork. Then you could probably just have some facets. I don't know what you'd use as a circlet, to be honest, but I mean, it's not... When a Sork, especially on Players 1, if you have a Sork doing like 15k fire damage or fireball damage and you break an immunity and you have like, a few minus fire res items, you should be fine, I think. Theorizing it's possible to go out there and try to get Plagued proc consistently. Tell me how it goes. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm reflecting on. I don't know how solid the lower res proc on Plague would show up. I've never used it, so it's not bad. I did it as light and arcane without infinity, easy to run, really save. Just made my infinity. Oh, that's pretty cool, NMech. Not that hard to kite them. Got an Ohm the other day in Den of Evil doing the quest. Okay, well that's interesting. Ghost and arcane are like the easiest thing to kite since they stack on each other and come straight at you. Okay. You found any facets yet on these runs? I've so far found 5 facets in these 600 runs, but none... Well, actually, no. I found a 5/5 cold and a 5/5 poison, but I mean... high supply, low demand, so I can't really sell them. You made Infinity at your CS Sork last ladder? No, I did not. Last season, I ran 3,083 lower Kuros to make my Infinity. And then after that, when I made my Infinity, then I started running Chaos once I got my bow barb up and running. That was my plan. I figured that since I'm dog shit at finding orange boxes anyway, I just try to maximize my chances of finding perps. And it worked out really nicely, I would say. I did really well last season, wealth-wise. Yeah, just off of using rune words to start, and then trying to buy the uniques I wanted later, when the uniques actually went down in value. Yeah, if you have ghosts marked in your map, like, it is very easy to kite them. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, just wanted to go over everything you guys are saying. I'll probably be off in about 10-15 minutes though, so yeah. Guznard, Coaster, thanks again for the discussions. It was nice having you guys on board. It was a lot of fun, actually. Nice to not have non-stop talk for the entire stream for a change.
Personally, it was a really good change of mind for me.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that. Like I love having these discussions which are just like actually nice and civil, and we're not like attacking each other, and it's like no good vibes, right? Like we just discuss like, well, the way it is.
No reason to.
Yeah, so it's good. I really appreciate it. Nice, civil, and just fun overall. So, thanks guys.
Nope.
Yep. Enjoyed it.
I
So
enjoyed talking to my purple crow.
how
Oh.
did that even come about? Purple Crow, like how is that?
Cause look at it, look at his Discord freaking picture.
Oh, oh.
He's a
Actually, a
purple
real
crow.
thing. There are
Purple
crows in like
I said
Crow.
Hawaii.
purple. I
Oh,
said
I
purple
never
crow.
drew
I
the
can't believe it.
connection. I just thought it was like a. I actually thought it was a flower because I never actually opened up his like Discord profile picture.
You know what? I thought it was a flower too when I
Yeah,
saw it.
right. I thought it was a purple flower. Like, I'm not crazy about this, right? Like, it looks like a purple flower at first, and then I open it up
Yeah,
now,
but-
and it's like, okay, well, it actually is like you say, this
It's a bird.
bird.
Looks beautiful. Looks tasty, mostly.
Okay. NMAC was saying, have a good one. Gotta go to bed also. Hopefully, I can play with good ping tomorrow after. Oh yeah, yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I don't know if tomorrow's gonna be the day. I'm hoping it is, but
The day for what?
well, they're doing a maintenance. I think some people are hopeful that that's where they release multi-server, but I guess they would have been more.
On Slash?
Yeah, yeah, no, they're doing.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Yeah, they're doing a main. Oh, maybe it's because you unsubbed out of the slash subreddit, but they posted it I think this morning. They're doing a maintenance tomorrow at. Here, let me actually find the exact time. It's either 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. I just don't remember which. What the hell? They took the post down? Question mark? Okay, well, take my word for it. There was a post. Okay, like, not
Whatever.
crazy. Yeah. Alright, just gonna sell my shit. Yeah, Duriel run 615 is where I'm gonna call it quits. Because, honestly... Ooh, 2 druids... Nah, it's garbage.
Any finds?
Oh, yeah! Oh, absolutely! Yeah. Yeah. 1 arachnid sash.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You gonna sell it or charge it?
No, I'll retrade it out to JT. He offered low for it,
Oh.
so I'm pretty on board with that.
It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I'd say so. Oh man, I remember though, like, I think the season I was playing my Poison Necro, Arachnid Sashes were actually going for 3. Like, I don't know why that
What?
specific season. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Like,
I don't remember that.
here, you know what? Let me go see if I can find it.
I was playing we were playing your Poison Necro, I remember, but I don't. I remember once, like, there was a newbie that came on the server, and then someone sold on the rack for 4. I remember that for a job. Actually, it was 4.5 at the time, but I don't remember like 3.
Okay, maybe not. Man, I don't remember where the thread was. It might have not been 3 actually. You might be right. I think it might have been closer to 2 or 2.5. There was one season where Arachnid was just really expensive, but nowadays it's more stable between 1 and 1.5 from what I've seen.
Yeah, but that's also a good point, though, is that it depends on the season. Sometimes, depending on what people made and what
Yeah.
items can go up. And I hate when people like say like, "Oh well, this is 1.5 and that's it."
Yeah, that's what Guznarg was saying. That's what prompted him to show up, I think, in the first place. That was one of the points he was trying to make. Like,
Okay, but like also,
Mhm.
this point goes in the other way too. Like if it's if nobody's buying this thing, then lower is fine too, as long as
as long as
the
both,
seller
Yeah.
the seller is allowed to refuse.
Yeah,
but
no,
like
exactly.
there should be no shaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Notice also post seems gone. Okay, so Filthy and NMEC have my back on this. Like, there was a post that did say that, yeah, there was going to be a maintenance at, I think it was 2 a.m. for tomorrow. Probably because there's no one on around that hour, I'd imagine. But, yeah, and they said it was going to last 1 hour. But, yeah, don't know where that is now. They might have postponed it or something. Who knows? But yeah, I have high hopes. I'm hoping this week, or, yeah, sometime this week, they'll, manage to release it. That'd be
But
good to see. But
I thought they were just adding EU servers and not
Huh?
East Coast.
No,
Or
dude,
West Coast, sorry.
they're adding one for West Coast, one for Europe, and one for Australia. That's what I recall them saying.
Australia.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I mean, I think, well, yeah, I don't know,
It's funny because even Australians like lag on their Australian servers. So
Oh man, well that's gonna be interesting to see then, but
yeah.
yeah. Oh, it was 5 a.m. Eastern. Okay, good. Yeah, base remembers. So us people in Central are fucked. Well, I mean,
Even East Coast, to be honest.
yeah, I was gonna say like there's people who are in East Coast who are using the East Coast server and they have a shit time. So I don't know if it's gonna make too much of a difference. Yeah, everyone's kind of hooped in some way or another.
Well, I'm East Coast. I'm 4 hours away from New York, and it's I got 100 ping. I should not have this high of a ping, but I do.
Guznar, you're from East Coast, right?
Central.
Okay.
Meanwhile, when I play RuneScape, when I play RuneScape on a UK server, I get 68 ping.
68?
Yeah, just to tell you the difference, and it's like across the sea, So, yikes. But we're comparing like a big like a big company to like a private service.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they definitely have more manpower there, and that's kind of like what they're paid to do. Like, actually, like that's their like careers. If they don't have that set up like that, then, well, they fucking suck, right? Like that's
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's good that they can at least do that, right? NMEC was saying huge improvement for EU players like me. Amsterdam should be 30 to 35 for me instead of a minimum of 140. Elite saying my ping varies from 75 to 125, and I'm in Dallas TX. Okay, well,
He's not that far away. TR of the mages, or mages. 20% faster cast rate. That's nothing else.
You know, to be honest, oh yeah, what were you gonna say, Goose?
No, I didn't mean to hit my push talking.
But yeah, I was actually trying to look at some of the drop rates for ATOS because you're looking for that, right? Artisan's Tiara of Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was actually trying to figure out if that can drop from Nightmare Trav, but apparently it can't. I
I think my
don't know.
best chance of finding one is to just gamble it.
Yeah, I think gambling, people were saying, is the way to go. Oh man, maybe it's time to make a gold find, Barb, just for shits and giggles. Or something.
Well, I might make one like a future season because I've always been interested in like making a season where like I solely gamble.
Oh, a gamble only season. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. And of course I would like probably do traps, so I could be exposed to some rune words too. It would be fun. I'd have to make a barbarian for that.
But yeah.
Do actually.
I'm still looking like what, I don't know, because when I got the 320, I was trying to figure out if like, Nightmare Trav in particular had like higher chances to drop 320s in other areas or some shit, but like I know it sounds ridiculous because it might have just been like one of those one-off things, right? But it got me thinking like if some areas are restricted on the number of like prefixes or suffixes they can get, then maybe, right? Like it might be easier to find the the specific item that I'm looking for. So I don't know. The way drops work are weird. Like I couldn't for the life of me figure out where to get an ATOS or where I can get like a magic tiara that I can start P-gemming into an ATOS. It was just anyway, that was just something I was trying to figure out.
Well, I could, yeah. I agree. I got a 30 socket TR.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have this the three socket one beat, but because like it's such a big improvement compared to like the two socket one.
Hmm.
But I would need the see this one. The problem with this two socket one is I can't even put like good jewels in it because I know if I get the better one, I'm gonna have wasted my good jewels. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
so
No, it's true. I have a question for you.
yep.
Do you care mostly about the you care both about the IAS and the damage, right? Um,
Yep.
yeah, okay. Because yeah, I was just curious because when I made my multi-shot Telly Boazon, I cheaped out and I used the Mavina's diadem because I was just like, you know what? I have like obviously having the extra damage helps, but I
Yeah.
was like the number one for me was having the IAS. But I believe that's not going to be the case for you. But I just wanted to double
No.
check.
Actually, I planned. I like what I found about Strafe is that it's really good. Like, people have been saying like, oh well, multi shot is better because farming you hit everything in one shot, and yeah, but like for the purpose I have in mind, Strafe is way better.
Hmm.
Uh, so I kind of need that three socket thing for the attack rating and the damage, so I can get that 120 and 45 increase attack speed, 120 AD and 45 increase attack speed for like maximum destruction.
Maximum
But
destruction. Yeah, yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen because I can't find anything this season.
Well, we'll see. I mean, there's still time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah. Elite was saying just do Hell Trav. I'm always maxed in gold. Yeah. Got my 320 PNV circlet from LK last letter. Okay, well, I mean, there you go. Trying to see what else. I think I'm good to go. This is the last thing I'm going to check. So, yeah, R2D2, use this, it'll answer all your questions about magic affixes. I actually
Oh,
looked.
and
Yeah, what?
I'm gonna go have a
So yeah,
Okay, take it
later.
easy. Okay, see you around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be here for too much longer myself. This is probably going to be the last thing I do anyway, so. Um, Here we go. So, this was the calculator that ZZZ had thrown out there. And actually, I had looked at this already the other day, but I think the main thing, it's not just whether or not I can get the specific, right here, artisans and jewelers, and also was it of artisans tiara of speed, right? There you go. This is the thing that usually people are after. So I wanted to figure out not just like what are the chances for the desired affixes, but like I want to see what item level would have the highest chance of rolling these suffixes, I guess, is the big thing. Um, and that is the tough one, too, because, like, once I figure out what that eye level is, then I need to figure out which area actually has monsters of that specific level. So that was, if I remember correctly, that was one of the difficulties that I ran into when I was trying to calculate this all out. 0.006%. I guess it doesn't matter much in the end, but yeah, whatever. I don't think I'm making much sense. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, Guzmark, thanks again for hanging out. I am going to be wrapping up in just a
sure.
second.
Yeah.
Take it easy, dude. Okay. So once again, shout out to everyone who hung out today. As always, I appreciate you guys not causing me too many problems while I'm just trying to chill and do these runs. And having just some very nice, chill, and civil discussions all around. It's nice. It's, you know, good vibes are always nice to have. That's what I'm gonna be pushing for here. So yeah, hope you guys had fun hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed tuning in, listening, and just having a fun discussion about a lot of different topics and talking about just random stuff in general. Uh, Enjoy the rest of your Sunday for those who are still here, and I will be heading off. So, yeah, I feel like there was something that I didn't get a chance to get around to talking about, but that's okay. Overall, today's finds were pretty good. I don't know why I didn't list it down, but I think I actually did find a second Pull Rune. Pull Rune times 2. Okay, good. There you go. Later, bro. Alright, base, elite, ZZZ, if Coaster is still here, and Goose, once again, thanks everyone for hanging out, and I'll see you guys the next stream I do, which I'm hoping will be tomorrow evening, if I can make the time for it, but we'll see. It's been very sporadic recently, but yeah, I mean, what can I do about it? I just stream when I can. More Duriel runs, I'm hoping to hit 700, and as you guys can see, it has been quite profitable so far, so that's pretty good. Alright, thanks everyone for tuning in. This is D2D2, signing out.
just worked, and I didn't kind of have to force things or hit any sort of roadblocks, and it's always nice when that happens.